Okay. Hey everybody, this is Greg and I'm Greg. It's so funny you say the rain. Actually, we're gonna get ready to have our period of fall rain starting tonight. And they're saying we're having rain almost every day through Monday, and some areas Yep, my area, and we're expecting about a little over 2 inches of rain. Um, all I have to say is I totally agree with you, and it's always hard when you have a channel like that trying to get together um and come up with topics. So I can understand where you're coming from. And having, the Kaylee Elise videos, I thought that was a great idea where we could turn it into like a remembrance channel where, because I know those videos were very popular, and there's still, I mean, I'm still seeing a couple of subscribers, coming to the channel and adding themselves, so you can see the videos are still popular out there. At least we got a place that people can find it. Right. Yeah. Hmm. The social media that I got really was the Greg's Corner, but I do have my own channel, which, um, oh, I just got the YouTube one. That's my personal, and my Facebook. That's all I got. No. Yep, I do. Right. Yeah.
podcast, I was still being immature and saying dumb shit because, we hear on other podcasts and we thought, hey, maybe more views. It never really works like that. You got to be a name before that. We're not going to do stupid shit or get in legal trouble to get the attention. I refuse to. I want to grow up and move on from being the immature asshole that I was. And to do that, sometimes you gotta delete what you don't want to. And sometimes you gotta cut out old friends. And that's what I did, unfortunately. But the fortunate part is when you're gone from them for so long, it doesn't feel like you cut them out. You just moved on. And that's just kind of how the and the final point as to why I did it. If I want to get a professional job with like the government or the county or whatever it is, I can't have stuff like that online. I can't be saying the stuff that I do, doing the things that I did. I gotta move on, be more mature and a productive citizen. And I didn't want the information that I put out to be out there. And it was nobody's business on me and people's business. And that's not the type of guy I am anymore. So that's my reasons for exiting social media and becoming a loner and just moving on because it's what I always was. And I was trying to change it. Are you gonna go through, maybe it's not even a fair question to ask because you're older, right? Like even when I met you, you were more astute and more honest with yourself, I guess, than I was. It took me a very long time. And not only that, you were never really on social media and you were more mature than I was. So I guess I'm just playing catch up.
Well, also you gotta look at the generations too. I mean, your generation had a lot of that social media growing up. I didn't. So it's all, became new for the, generation my age and up. And it was something that we just didn't, some people in my age, yeah, had the social media, got into it, and there's some of us that didn't. Because back then, social media, of course, didn't exist. So it was kind of like you kept things privately, or you told people in basically face to face. It wasn't on a video or, or any kind of social platform like Facebook and Twitter and all that. So,
True.
so it was different. Um, I mean, I don't mind it, but it's like you said, you got to be careful what you say out there, what you put out there, so people don't get a hold of that.
Right. So, as a small child, I was very lonely. I was always left alone, with my own devices, and I was never popular with my schoolmates, and nobody ever really wanted to invite me over or have play dates or any of the things that other kids go through. We were outsiders, and we came from different towns, and I was never able to fit in. I was a kid that slept outside the village and on the burns and to feel the warmth. That was me. That describes pretty much my whole life. And there's millions of men and women, I'm sure, that are just like me that can never make friends, was always bullied. Some become school shooters. Some even become famous. It really depends on where you turn your energy into. Some become CEOs. Some become serial killers. It's not a one all be all kind of thing. But it does just seriously impact one's self esteem and how one can live their life.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, without exception, there's millions of people that are just like me, just like you. But me and you, we stay out in the cold. We never hurt anybody. We never wanted to. We would rather kill ourselves than kill anybody else. Yeah, we felt the pain. We know what it's like to be bullied and hurt. And instead of doing that to somebody else, even though we're bitter and angry, or at least we were, we forgave and we let go. it's much easier to live life that way. And I
Right.
don't want to. And I don't want to go to prison. I mean, let's be honest. Like, I don't want to go to prison. Like, I'd rather just forgive them and go. If I see them in person and they want to talk shit, then it's on. But until they put their hands on me, I just gotta let it go. Because you can't go around insulting everybody who's a giant asshole all the time. You just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
If they listen, if they swing at you or put their hands on you, it's much different. But yeah, it's tough. Do you want to go to prison and have a record and ruin some good opportunities, or do you just want to let it go and be an adult?
Yeah, and that's me too. I'd rather let it go and just be an adult.
Yeah, of course, why you need to find yourself. One of the things I never did in high school, because I was always afraid to get in trouble or bring shame to my dad, or like I was just afraid, like I never really stood up for myself. I let them talk shit to me and say what they needed to say. None of them thankfully put their hands on me, but I never really wanted to hurt them because I didn't want to get suspended or cause my dad problems. But at the same time, like I caused myself problems because I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't. I backed down. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do because I had to let go of my pride and ego because I realized it wasn't worth it. But they would always look at me like I was a pussy.
Hmm.
So it was twofold. One, I saved myself from getting my ass kicked or kicking someone's ass, and then like going to jail or juvie or whatever they send you. But then other parts you're like, yeah, I really wish I would have beat his ass. Looking back in anger, don't look back in anger. You just gotta be someone else.
Yeah, I was in the same boat too, and then I even sit here and say to myself, you know what? What makes a bully? And a lot of times they're having issues and they got low
Exactly.
self esteem. That's why they do what they do.
Maybe one of them is psychotic and they're power. Maybe they're bigger than you or
Hmm.
smarter than you. Just some that's not really fair, but it just is the way things are. Some are smart enough to know that it can't be a physical thing, it has to be a mental thing or an emotional thing. Because, there's cameras, if they start hitting you or, doing that, they're done because it's zero tolerance.
Yeah.
Another reason why I never swing, Greg, is because zero tolerance. You can't defend yourself. If you do, you're getting the same punishment the bully gets. And I didn't want to miss school, and I didn't want like a bad school record.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did what I thought I had to do. Maybe I did it right, maybe I didn't. It just is what it is. I don't regret the way I did things. Yeah, I can think fast and look differently, but I did what I had to do. I became a teacher's pet. I became a teacher's favorite. Teachers liked having me in their classes. Most teachers did. Some were dicks. But I was usually a class favorite because I always did the work. I was probably the kid people would get answers from. I've done that a few times. Like, I've helped others. Yeah, I was bullied, but I want to go back and change it because it led me to being who I am. I just wish I would have had deeper thinking skills at the time and accepted myself more. And stayed off social media. That never helped. I thought it would give me more friends, but unlike others who tell you stories of meeting a lot of online friends, you're probably the first online friend I've ever met that was actually an online friend. But the true definition.
Yeah, and I understand that one.
It really is a hit or miss, unfortunately.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean because it's hard to trust people online, and it's hard to know what that person wants and if that person's telling you the truth. And when I came up, the contacted you, I wanted to make it seem like I'm not a fake, and so it was hard. It was hard to say, okay, how can I convince this person this is what I wanted to do? And
First, I wasn't even going to answer because
no, no, and I understand that one. I actually thought you weren't going to answer.
yeah, I was like, who's this? Like, someone actually contacted me. I didn't know if you were a real profile or not at first because I didn't think you had. I don't remember you having a profile picture at the time. I could be mistaken, but
No, I don't think I did.
yeah, I thought it was a fake profile because you were so formal. You were like, good evening. I hope you're doing well. And usually it's fake robots that say that.
Yeah.
But at the time I did talk about the struggles I was going through, and I wanted somebody to talk to because Brandon was no longer that person anymore. And me and him went out. And I thought, well, maybe this can. I didn't know you were as old as you were. But it led to something good. I was like, you know what? I'll talk to him. I'll see where it goes. Who knows? Maybe he can be a good friend. And you were.
Yeah. Yeah, it's once in a lifetime you can find people like me or like you, and I can put a lot of trust in somebody.
Well, one of the problems is not many people nowadays, Greg, are the people that would do more for you than they would for themselves. Like I've always been, that type of way, and I just realized not many people are like that. I think it was pointed out to me. Yesterday. I do not know fucking hurt people. Makes me look like an angry asshole, but fucking, I feel my fucking job. Come down, snap, and fucking worst game in the fight over. I gotta go around the fucking circle again. These people can't wait for the fucking turn.
Oh, yeah.
I just get so fucking angry. And it looks weird, when people are seeing me go by, they're like, oh, did I go by? And it's like, yes, I did,
Right.
Searching for. You know what I mean? Driving road rage is something that I've had to get over the last 3 years, It gets very hard. Not wanting to jump out and do the snow. It's very fucking hard to let go of the rage. That's one thing I've always struggled with is to let go of the fucking rage. Like, I've always been good at, like, controlling it so I don't jump out and actually hurt somebody. But, like, just letting it bother me the whole fucking day and brooding and just punching shit. I've always struggled with that. Like, I've always been able to control it away from somebody else, but not from myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been needing to say. That's what I mean.
And I understand that because I was that way when I was younger, but I keep telling myself, what's the point? Because what are you going to do? And you can't solve the problem.
I think one of the reasons why you struggle with it is because you only had yourself. Like me, you moved around a lot and you didn't have many friends, and you had to struggle with it by yourself. So you had to learn to let go of it by yourself instead of like venting to someone or having someone there to accept your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You accept them for yourself. That's how it was for me as well. So you are not alone. Not whatsoever. It's pretty, pretty accurate.
Yeah.
goes out. I love this dog. Yeah. Oh, I know. You want to be petted, don't you? You big puffball. Yeah, I know. I know. You're so adorable. Yeah, you're so cute. Some dogs are good. You know how cute they are. Yeah, who's a good dog? Oh, he doesn't go jump up. He knows I'll pet him. He's so cute. Who's a good dog? Yeah, who's a good dog? Yes, you're a good dog. Yeah, you're a good dog. Oh, God, I love puppy dogs. Find him at the other dog. He's gonna walk away. He got his fill. I gotta go, Bubbles. But you have a good day, dog.
I know.
My favorite animal in the entire world. You know, one of the bad things about being homeless is especially living in a pickup truck, you can either find, it depends on a lot of things, like the weather, hot, cold, or medium, how good is the seat tonight, can you wrap yourself up good enough, are you going to get cramps or strokes? It really depends, are you going to turn around a lot, can you find the right spot, can you sleep at all, can you sleep a little, it depends. That's how it always was for me. If I tossed around a lot, I knew I was going to be in for a long night. And unfortunately, I do that a lot more than I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm feeling sleeping up to do the job, so it is what it is, It is what it is.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, unfortunately. This is what it is, man. I'm almost at 50 snaps out of 107. So today's going by quick enough, but at the same time, it's like, I still don't know how to go. But, my dad kind of applied for us, and this is what it is. I don't read about the news. They have this upcoming war with Israel, and I just don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to care about religion and causing wars and separation or the Holy Land, but it's just a land that doesn't mean anything.
And this has been going on since the beginning of time, so it's.
You just get tired of hearing that. It's like,
Yeah, you do.
listen,
You do.
if they want to kill each other, leave Americans out of it.
Right.
Because I remember my brother's ex-wife, her father, he was on military base. He's not military, he just works on one.
Okay.
And, he's like, oh, we're going to go to war, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, shut the fuck up, no, we're not. Like, I ain't fighting no war, because we don't need no war, we just had a couple wars based on lies. Like, I'm not signing up for one that's not American. We have nothing to do with Israel's fucking problems. I'm not fucking doing it. We already had over 10,000 Americans killed in Afghanistan and Iraq combined because of lies. I'm not fucking being responsible for any more. I'm tired of us being in the Middle East. We shouldn't be there. I just don't give a shit about any of it. If they want to bomb each other or kill each other or be savages or whatever the fuck they are, I don't care. I'm not going to do it. should have nothing to do with it, but that's just not how things work.
Right.
It's always got to be like American influence. We always got to be the one to do it, so that way we can get money and influence. It's all horseshit, but they don't care about American lives. That's why a lot of Americans are signing up anymore because they realize it's bullshit. And not only that, a lot of Americans can't make the enlistment anymore anyways because their families are in shape or they have medical problems. Like, it's amazing. America really did destroy itself because they made it so expensive that a lot of the food Americans can get is shitty food that makes you fat, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
And a lot of them are struggling just to survive. So a lot of them don't have energy outside of work because they work so much. You can't go to the gym and get healthy or eat fit because it's expensive to even do that. Some of them are one step away from being homeless and they do nothing for the home. Like, it's just ironic. I don't mean to laugh, but I've lived this life for 2 years. How do you want me to react? I'm laughing because I love this life, you know? Like, people can't judge me. I'm living it myself. Like, so don't think I'm wrong or call me wrong. Like, I see it every day. Every day. It's
No, no,
amazing.
and I totally agree with you. And I've said that even from a long time ago that this country does not care for the homeless.
No, it doesn't care for the veterans either because they never did fix the things that they could have. Not only that, Greg, not only that, but another problem is that a lot of Gen Z, people older, they realize how shit it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They realize it's not anything that they want to be a part of. So a lot of Gen Z realizes it's not worth sacrificing their life. So some rich oilman or some rich politician can get richer because they're not sending their kids most of the time, anyways. I want nothing to do with it. So same thing with being a cop. There's a lot more crime. There's a lot more race. There's a lot more calls for racism. There's a lot more pushback against the police. They're not as respected as they once were. There's a lot of problems that go on in this country that won't be fixed because it costs money to fix them and they don't want to spend any money. And not only that, they're letting in anybody who wants to come over, criminals, illegal immigrants, and they're giving them free healthcare, free phones, and they're not doing shit for Americans. And they're spending money in countries that don't like us, but they won't give any money to say NASA or teachers to fix our crumbling education system because kids are getting dumber, not smarter. And they still won't do anything about the risk of TikTok. They don't care. It's all about lobbyists and greed. It's not about fixing this country. They can give two fucks about fixing this country. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that's some sad shit.
Yeah, and I totally agree.
So it's better that's how it's gonna stay, but you know what? It is what it is. I probably don't care, and it's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I look back when I was growing up as a kid and seeing what it is now, totally different. And it's worse now than what it was back then. especially when you were talking about the education back then. I felt the teachers cared more about the student. I saw,
It's just a paycheck.
yeah, back then. I remember when I was growing up in elementary school, the teachers cared. They kind of got in your life. They helped you. They got in your, they helped your parents even. It was a good thing. And now it's just like you said, the teachers, I just think they're there for the paycheck. They don't care about the kids anymore. They don't get the parents involved. Yeah, it's totally different than what it is back then. I wish the kids today had the education and the help, the assistance that we had back then.
Going down in 2010s.
Yeah.
Because when I was graduating high school, that was before the Common Core. So 2015, it was like they didn't make us do the Common Core because we were already too old. They wanted us to be started younger.
Hmm.
So we learned it the old way, and then they needed to start teaching the new way. And I haven't really checked with any curriculums in a long time because I stopped caring. I went to college and I forgot all about it. But I just hear a lot of teachers are leaving the field in droves, and there's all the vacancies. So I don't know if there'll ever be. You need a new generation of brainwashing for that shit to come. I don't think Gen Z's gonna fill that shit up.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's always gonna be like someone who wants to be a teacher, but it's not gonna be what it once was back in the day. It's just it's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I just accept it for what it is. You gotta do to move on. And that's also part of the reason why I'm glad I got out of college when I did. Everything's again became too expensive. $3,000 a class for a degree I might not be able to use. I'm good. You know why I could. I did it free with a benefit, so that's good enough. And not only that, jobs are a lot of the jobs today are shit. You can do a lot of circle jerking to one of these good jobs, and I just don't want anything to really do with the culture we have today. So I just keep my head down and just try to work off my net, and then maybe I'll look around and see what's out there. But it's a bunch of way. You're just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You're not really missing out on anything, but that's why a lot of people don't like social media. They think they're missing out. They're
Yeah.
gonna miss out on something. They're gonna miss out. I don't think. I don't think they're missing out, but they feel like they're missing out.
Right.
I don't really see it that way. It's it is what it is. Not only that, I think I tried. Not only that, the world isn't really what it used to be. There's a lot of. I want to talk to you about this subject I did the other day. Self-mutilation suicide. It was on my mind.
Okay.
And it's not. My whole life, I thought that I personally just wanted to commit suicide. I was depressed, blah, blah, blah. Nobody was my friend, didn't have any family, blah, blah, blah. But I realized it was much more culturally impactful than that. A lot of people, when they have nothing, they go to groups. They go to the Democratic Party. They go to church. They go to a job where they can be in groups. Even if they don't have friends, they're a part of something. Well, jobs like that aren't what they used to be either. There's a lot of solitude. That's why a lot of young men are killing themselves because they can't find a purpose in life. There is no more careers. You have a society telling these kids and these young men and people my age and even older that they're they're evil. They're responsible for all the world's problems. They're potential rapists. They're potential killers. No girl's gonna want to be with them because they don't have this and they don't have that, and they're incels and they're pathetic. They will never be successful in life because they're straight white men. Or they're black, so they're gonna be criminals. Or they're Mexican, so they're probably fucking illegal. You know, it's always some problem with men. But women can't take accountability. God forbid you call a woman fat. God forbid you actually want to keep a woman accountable. All the evil, stupid shit, Paris Hilton and all these sluts have done over the years. Oh, you can't call them a slut. That's not politically correct. They're sluts. That's how they got famous, by showing their ass, showing their tits, making sex tapes. They're sex appeal, plastic surgery. I'm calling it what it is. That's how they got famous, not because they're good, but because they showed their body. They had the right body. That's it. They're not hardworking. They're not intelligent. It's so easy to be a girl, honestly. They control the dating market. A lot of men are going to die alone. You should blame that all on girls, but they play a big fucking part of it. Sometimes a problem? Yeah, but it's always, kill all men. All men are sexist. All men are rapists. All men are cheaters. All men are trash. White men are the most evil men there exist. Blacks are this. It's always a fucking problem. When you call it out, are you white? Yeah. Are you straight? Are you a guy? Well, you're an evil piece of shit. You're a scumbag. We got an old fat buddy over here. It's not worth paying attention to. It's part of the reason why I'm not a part of many groups. I'm tired of hearing that shit.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of men are walking away from relationships and women in general because they realize it's shit too. And it's not going to change and they hate it just as much as I do. They're doing the same thing I do. And I'm fucking proud of them. Of course they're going to be lonely. Of course they're going to be sad because society told them, movies, books, music told them that they had to protect women and be kind to women. And, they'll be okay. But you know what? They get shamed. Every time they try to be nice, it's always some kind of bullshit. It's not worth it. A lot of men kill themselves because they realize that mistake way too often. Every time I hear a divorce, it's always the woman initiating it. She always gets some bigger deal than the guy does. He always gets fucked. There's a reason why male suicide's going up is because no one gives a fuck. You're not even talking about it. And if you do, you're still a fucking problem. There's no accountability. It's why I'm not the reason why I don't polarize girls anymore. It's just my mother. Because I can't fucking stand most of them. That's just me being honest, man.
No, I get it. I totally understand.
It's because I can realize how society has treated these men. They failed them.
Mm-hmm.
And they will continue to do so, especially in America where we have propaganda still going strong. There was this guy on Facebook I saw the other day. He was apologizing for being a man. Toxic masculinity and all that stupid bullshit, feminism.
Yeah.
Fuck ladies. I think one of the dudes responded underneath him. It's like, dude, she's not gonna fuck you. Stop fake apologizing. I ain't gonna lie to you, it made me laugh. Because some dudes try to pretend to be a girl's best friend.
Yeah.
In hopes that one day she will fuck him or get with him. Listen, Greg, we've all been there. I've done that before. I'm not saying it's right, but I've been there before.
Right.
When I was younger and I didn't really get any attention from women, did I get women that way? I did, yeah. Because I appeared better than I was. Because no other dude wanted to hear their bullshit and I heard them out. I comforted them and some actually really liked that. But I also realized how shitty it was on my mental health. They just wanted someone that they could vent to, but they didn't want you. And it always hurt. It does hurt.
Oh, I know.
So I guess my point is that take better care of their health. A lot of them are alone. A lot of them have no friends. A lot of them don't have social groups, you know? And that's why a lot of them kill themselves, because they realize life is not going to get better for them. They realize life is going to be the lonely hell it always will be. They'll probably die alone. And a lot of men can't handle that. Women don't need men like they used to. And a lot of women are ending up more and more single too because their standards keep getting higher and higher. That a lot of men can't match. They will never be able to match. And that's why there's a lot of bitter females too. Because they want it for themselves. Welcome to the Western world, Greg. They destroyed it. Well, that's not fair to say. There's a lot of reasons why it was destroyed, but it certainly didn't help.
Yes, it didn't help.
When welfare was brought in, Lyndon Johnson helped the poor out, yes. But the government realized, and girls realized, that they kicked the man out of the house. Guess what? They got more money. Now, you find it ironic in the 60s that there was a lot of men in black communities and minority communities.
Yeah.
And then after he left office, more and more started leaving. There's more and more single mothers. It's not a coincidence, Greg. Don't you find it weird that the government gets like a percentage of every child support payment that there is?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to America. Women have it much easier. They'll always deny that they do, but they don't do prison. They don't do as many prison sentences. They always get less time. When a girl rapes a child, a lot of people congratulate the child because usually it's some hot teacher. Oh, good for him. It's like, no. She's still a pedophile. She's a rapist. People just say, oh, she sexually assaulted the kid. She had a rape. It's like, call it what it is. She's a rapist. And y'all are fucking nasty for actually clamoring to this. But if it was some 14-year-old girl, some grown-ass man, you'd be like, oh, I want to beat his fucking ass. Like, it's disgusting. They don't even value little boys, right? They're always replaceable. That's just what it is. And I don't like being a part of society like that. It's why I keep to myself. Because if there's anybody in my life, I know that they care. And there's very few people in my personal life, so I accomplished what I set out to do, I guess, because I just hated being around other people. They're all fucking fake. It's always what can you do for them, but never what can they do for you.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I always said, that's not rare, you know? I helped Brandon out when it's fucking money. I gave him money for food, you know, I bought him shoes, but he's never ever paid me back. He's never done anything for me. He got paid for food for his girlfriend, but never anything in return. I just try to keep myself there.
Yeah. I understand that.
I understand your point. She's the only girl I can talk to. Oh, so that's kind of funny. I'm going to be your mom too. You're so happy. Sometimes it feels like we're two peas in a pod. Like two different souls from different universes, but all these things. Part of the reason why I deleted the channel was because it felt like I was the only one talking about them in a serious light. Like, yeah, other people make videos about it, but they always want money from it, like Patreon or some type of story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And those are always the ones that get, all the attention. It's never the ones that don't get any money from it, don't want any money from it. They're just trying to get the message out there. You never see any, those are telling their own stories. You never see any popularity from that. I'm not saying that there should be, but I would understand. And unfortunately, some people don't call it for what it is.
Yeah.
And, I guess I'll say it's unfortunate, but if you want me to be completely honest, it just seems really unfortunate. How did you struggle with it these years? Like, did you just block it out of your mind? Did you just not think about it? Like, what did you do?
That was one of the big things I did was I just blocked it out of my mind. It was very, very hard to do, but I pushed myself to do it.
Well, let me ask you this: did you ever, run from the loneliness, or
Oh yeah,
really?
oh yeah.
How do you feel that too?
When I was a kid, I know I said this before, and I'll say it really shortly just to prove my point here. When I was a kid, I lived in Phoenix and I had a bunch of friends, bunches of friends. And then we started moving around. And when I moved the first time, I lost all those friends. Never kept in touch with them or anything. And I was kind of like, what do I do? Where am I going with this? How did I get these friends? And it was kind of like I had to start all over again. And I went through a deep depression and I didn't talk to anybody. It was hard going to school, not talking to people. I tried to make friends. It just didn't work. So I just kind of accepted it.
That's always one of the, I hate that word accepted because
I
usually
know.
it's a double entendre. We accepted it, but we were never accepted.
Right.
It was always a super ironic in my mind.
And ever since then, I just kind of did myself, did my own thing. And I said, if somebody wanted to be my friend, fine, I'm here.
But nobody ever approached. Do you
No,
hate that?
no, and I use that a lot. I mean, I even told my parents that. I said, I'm tired of going out and getting friends. If somebody wants to be my friend, then fine. I'll be the magnet and let them come to me.
Well, that's one of the things I always hated about romance novels or movies.
Hmm.
It always showed some loser, and I say that lightly, not in a bad person, but like a social loser who someone puts with them and wants to be their friend and changes their life. Usually it's not like that, Like, have I seen it in real life? Yes. But it's usually very rare. Very rare.
Yeah.
But, not so rare. See, going back, me from your childhood, I was talking about like your late 20s, like I am, like your mid 20s.
No, I was just leading into that, and
I'll continue.
um, but as I got older, yeah, I mean, again, I just kind of went on with it, and I had acquaintances mostly, when I got into college, like, oh, hey, how's it going, kind of a thing. Um, and I really didn't have many friends. I met one friend from college, and that's the one that, we got into business with, knew him for about 15 years, and then we had a fallout, and, um, but no, it was hard. It was really hard. Now, if I didn't move, sometimes I think back what would have happened. Things would have been different, probably, but I don't know.
Well, let's talk about, I'm 27 now. I just turned 27 a month ago. I'm 27 now. Today's the 11th, I believe. So,
Yeah.
exactly 1 month ago, on 9/11, I turned 27. What was your 27th year like? The whole year that you were 27. What was it like? Was it lonely? Did you start to want to be alone? Like, how did you handle it? What was your take, I guess? That's what I want to know.
Oh boy. When I was 27, I had my one friend. That was only I had, but it didn't really fulfill that loneliness. I was still lonely. Um, I think what kept me going was at that time I was going to school and had the business and I had another job on the side, so that was what was keeping me going.
So you're so so you're saying it's sort of parallel with what I do, not really school, but just work, be a workaholic, I guess.
Hmm.
To numb the feelings.
To numb the feelings, keep your mind going, and just block out your loneliness, basically, and focus on what you're doing. So that's where I understand where you're coming from when it comes to working a lot, and that's what I was doing.
Indeed, I agree wholeheartedly, and I wish.
I remember that was when I was a security officer, and everybody kept coming up to me like, "Oh, would you like overtime?" Sure, no problem. I'll do the overtime. What
You
am I
know,
gonna do? You know?
the sad thing about that is the fields that you used to work aren't what they used to be. They've become shittier.
Mhm. Well, nowadays the leadership isn't what it used to be.
I've had that about the military too. Like it's all promotions and bullshit. Toxicity is not worth it. Gets a lot of people away.
I mean, it's sad that you work in some of these places and you know more than your supervisor, and you got more experience, you got more training, but then they sit there and boss you around or whatever. It's like, well, I think I know more than you do, but there's nothing you can do. You know, you're just a petty employee.
Petty and did you say petty or petty?
Petty.
They said petty. I said I like that. Like, hey, I guess they call it a petty employee because they don't treat you like you should be treated. So I understand it. Unfortunately, it's not what it should be or what it should have been. But
and
you
and
know,
I've been working security all my life pretty much, and I see things that are so different. People don't care anymore. And it's like, wait a minute, you should care. You care about your employees. You care about your property.
you care about profit. That's it.
Yeah,
That's what it
that's
is.
exactly what it is.
I wish more conversation and talks were like this because in years in the future, people are going to be having the same talks and we'll be old men by then. And they'll be like, hey, Craig, what was it like back in your days? I'm like, well, he's 20 years older than I am. And even 20 years when I was in my 20s, it was the same thing. Like in his 40s, 30s, and even in my 20s, it's been the same all our lives. It's never what we thought it would be. And the good jobs weren't really we were too late for that. You know, we were too young, too late. It was more about profit and maximizing it instead of taking care of the equipment and the people. But there's always high turnaround, and it's always a shame. It just seems to touch for granted. He's like, I just had a discussion with Veronica, and I don't even know why the fuck you would tell me this, but he said I just had a conversation with Veronica, and he said me and her both agreed, more like she probably convinced her that Tim, we want you to be the godfather of our child. Now, keep in mind, me and Brandon don't really talk, so I don't know where this is coming from.
Hmm.
To me, it's a little odd. It's like, do they want something from me? Like, are they just preparing just in case they die and someone takes care of their kid? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh my god, an all black cat. I love cats. I love animals. Like, animals are. I love cats. That cat is so cute. There's one thing that's always cheered me up in life is cats. I love cats. We're like a really fluffy dog. Like, I love cats and dogs. That's how I always felt normal. Like, to know that I wasn't somewhere wrong with me, because I always love animals. Usually it's the opposite. I love animals. Animals are amazing. I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I feel like most of the time you want someone to get first, at least on that side. No. I wonder where that cat went. There's like a black cat here. Gotcha. I was like, that cat is so adorable. Sure. He sends messages like that. He's like, oh, I want you to be the godfather, you know? And like, talks about it. And I barely responded. I just said, oh, well, I'd be honored, you know? I'm not going to turn it down. But I don't know if they'll ever have kids. Like, I don't think they realize how expensive it is. She still lives with his mom. You know, there's a lot of issues with saying that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Plus, I plan on moving out of state. Like, why would she even be? Maybe because he knows I'm a reliable friend, like he treats me like shit. It's just, I don't even know how to word it. There's just a lot of things wrong with that sentence. But you know what, Greg? If that's the way it has to be, then it's just gonna be what it is.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
If she wants me to be the godfather, I don't want it to be a one-time thing where he changes his mind, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, whatever they do is whatever they do, right? I just want to be able to move on, I guess. So if he wants to remain in my life, that's great, man. I'd be honored. If she's just gonna become a distant memory like Jeremy was, it'll be a sweet memory, but I just gotta move on. You know, I no longer try to hold out for friends because at least the normal friends, they don't put in any effort. Because I don't see the point. It just drives me insane, and I no longer want to do that.
Oh,
I
I know.
want to see, I want to see some effort on their part, and you know, some care on their part. If it's not there, then I just have to move on. Sometimes I don't want to, but you just gotta do what the fuck you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it. Like, I'm not going to get into my life. You know, if I just follow this up here and video of him in a good time, hey, it was worth it. I got photos I never would have had regardless. I had memories I would have had regardless. But, you know, if there's anyone out there listening to this, you gotta treat yourself like a prize. Don't let yourself go to waste. Too many people learn that too late, and then they have a lot of regrets. You know, you're trying to please people, but still think of yourself. And if you can, then hey, you know, sorry to get it. But I don't want to live my life like that forever. You know, I'm 27 and I realize, you know, I'm going to spend a lot of my time in myself, but hey, that's okay, right?
Right.
I acknowledge I acknowledge what the situation was going to be. You know, a lot of people spend their 20s and probably even early 30s trying to prove themselves, you know, trying to just prove themselves. So that's what I am going to do. And I really hope I'm successful. If not, you know, I told you what it's going to be. It's okay, right? It really is okay. You don't have to. People always feel the same, you know.
Right.
Everybody changes. Everybody changes. If you like who you are, you just don't have to change. I know people say you have to change eventually, but what if you were always a personality trait. What it always was. Like, what if you didn't want to change it? Why should you have to change to make others happy unless it's a needed change?
Right.
That's what I've thought about for the last that's what I've thought about for the last six. One, two. That's what I've thought about for the last 5 years. It all started with a question my dad asked me, or at least told me a statement, a question, whatever you want to call it. He said, you do know you gotta change like your life, right? Like, you can't remain the same core personality you've always been. You gotta grow up, you gotta have different opinions that you did when you were younger. You can't always remain the same. You'll never be the same as you always are right now. And I didn't think that was possible. I'm like, no, I'm gonna remain the same. I am the same. Like, I'll never, give that up. I am who I am, But then I realized something that I did change slowly. Slower than I probably should have. I did change. And I am changing. And I'm glad I changed. And he was right. Not in the way I think he was saying, but he was right in some ways. I just gotta acknowledge that.
Right.
Oh my god, that cat is adorable. Seven, so I got 50 more stops to go. Stops to go, right?
Yeah, a little over half.
Exactly half, because I got what seems like more than half.
Yeah.
Well, just the way I do it now is I just try to let things go, right?
You're totally right. You did.
I just try not to make it more special than it needs to be. It's what's going to be. I'm trying to find it that he messaged me. Like, a part of me still loves him very dearly, but why would he tell me that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It kind of bothers me a little bit, if you want me to be honest.
Especially if we haven't heard from him in a while. It's kind of like all of a sudden.
Well, I'm just kind of hurt because, why would you give me such an important title in a future kid's life when you don't even,
Yeah.
I decided to send him a message to his bothering me. I'm like, hey, what made you have that talk?
Yeah.
Because it seems like so out of place, in my opinion. Like, what made you have that discussion, have that talk? Because in my opinion, talks like that don't just happen randomly. Something has to,
Yeah, it started or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
but if you don't answer and it's a one time, because I think he's told me that before. Like, he wanted free best man at his wedding, which I've never heard before. He wanted more than one best man. And I always thought of it in a different way. Like, maybe like he became a different person too, he's talking about eras. You know, like there's an era where I was his best friend, and there's some other dudes became his best friends, but he doesn't want to forget about his past. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things it could have been, but again, like I told you, if it's just like an era thing, and he just wants to acknowledge me, I'll go to his wedding. You know, I'll get a suit. I'll give him a toast. I'll do a best man speech if I have to. I'll do whatever I gotta do to make his day better. And then I'll just move on, and me and you can just ride off in the sunset. Hell, maybe you can go too. I'm trying to push it, but I think it'd be cool if, like, for one day you guys could set these aside and just move on, and even if you guys never talk again, you guys have one last good day, and you're like, you know what, I had our issues, but happy wedding, man. Like, no hard feelings. I'm just moving on. It's like you are, it's all good.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think you'd mind going to the wedding. I'm not saying you're not talking, but you get to go with me, so you'd be having a good day regardless.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way of looking at it.
And it's not like me and you have to be up front. Me and you can just be, like I told you, we could just be, you know, in the back, having a drink and eating free food. Besides, when's the last time you've been to a wedding?
Oh, it's been a while.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I don't plan on having one, and I think Brady's a fool for him to get married. But he loves this girl, he wants to marry her. That's his problem, not mine. And if something happens and they break up, I don't want to hear about it. Because I told him years ago how I felt about her, and did I grow to like her? I did. But I realized they're both toxic for each other. You know?
Right.
I really hope this guy's home.
No one's home.
Well, so I got to bring these back onto the truck and just have them do what they are. Oh well. You know, I even did the ring doorbell too, so they got footage of me being there. You know, it's something to deliver it. You know, cover my spot.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I try to go, the room was home, I just have to phone it. And you know, I always thought that he would uninvite me from the wedding. You know, because I didn't think me and him were, you know, really that close anymore. It's like, why would he invite me to his wedding? You know, he got some new friends, new people he hangs out with, new people he cares about. And I didn't think I fit into that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But he's told me over the years, like, hey, when I marry this girl, because they have been together for like 5 years. They've been together for like 5 years or something like that. Or so they say. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah.
I know they've broken up a few times too. Which to me is a red flag. She's also cheated on him 3 times, but it's whatever. You know? I'm not a boss stop.
Okay. Okay.
And it's okay, right? Where the fuck is my phone? This is bad. Oh, it's on top of one of the packages. Brandon didn't answer, so maybe he meant to send it to another friend. You know? I've had that thought, like, what if he accidentally sent it to me, you know?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
He's embarrassed, so he just doesn't answer.
Well, he just doesn't know how to answer the question.
I don't even use the internet as much as I used to either. That's one of the things I also you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't read the things I used to read. I just don't really use it anymore. It's not real. That's the answer I'm gonna give. None of it is real. It's all made up. Like it's not. There's no attachment to it. It's just not real.
Mm.
It's all shit that can be deleted. Like none of it is real. It's a false reality. People live in that type of shit. That's what people live for. And I don't want to live for that anymore. I'm the type that want to go outside and go to the tree house or work all the time because I'd still rather be in a real reality. I don't have enough attachments to be in anything reality. And even if I did, I don't know how I would feel about it. I can at least acknowledge that too. I don't know how I would feel.
Right.
But it wouldn't be real, it's just all fake. That's the problem. That's just the answer and the problem. It just is what it is. It's fake. I am
That's how I was yesterday. I was just like, it seemed like I was getting tired by the hour.
Free instructions has not reached you. Garage inside, please. I just can't wait to. I don't know what I can wait for. That's always one of the problems too. I told you my plan. It's just pay off my debt. And after that, what do I do? That's one of the problems I face every day. What do I do after that?
Yeah.
Do I have a cup of coffee or do I chill myself? There's a lot of things I can do. I can go anywhere. I just don't want to make it meaningless. A lot of it has felt meaningless. Something a lot of people face, and many of them can't find an answer, so they kill themselves. I know I make it simple, but it's just how it is.
Right.
So, it's just whatever you want to make it, I guess. Oh, here's the puppies, the doggos. Yeah, the doggos. The master, yeah. Yeah, puppers. Puppers! Hi, puppers! Puppers! I guess he's on the other side.
You're back.
The sad thing is that I still have time to accomplish a lot of things if I wanted to. Go to national parks, go to different states out west. There's a lot of things I can still do in life, but part of it feels meaningless. Like, there's nobody there to do it with for now, because you're still states away. It just feels kind of meaningless doing it by yourself.
I know. There's a lot. I'm the same way. There's a lot of things I want to do, but you still want to do it yourself.
It's very soul crushing. It is very soul crushing, I guess I'll say. It's not something that it's not something I wish on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
It's very painful. It's very soul crushing. But you just can't move on. It's gonna be what it is.
Yep.
So the timer on the podcast.
1:29.
An hour and 29 minutes.
Yep.
So in case any of you are wondering if I'm actually fans of this channel, no, I expect consistent uploads. Me and Greg just different schedules, and we really have to be in the mood and find something to talk about. And that's part of the reason why we stopped for so long, because there was nothing to talk about. And I'm trying to fix that, but it's a slow process.
Yeah, and there's times where you want to talk about this topic. It's like, oh, we just talked about that 5,000 different times.
Well, that's one of the problems we have in general. But
Yeah.
that's how we live our lives. So it's always hard to find different things to talk about, if I'm going to be completely honest. Because that's our life, man. We live it every day. We've seen it every day. We experience it 1,000 different times in the same fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
It's always painful, but you once you get used to it, you're not psycho or emotional travel.
Right.
Like, if you can handle it, you get used to it. And you get less depressed, but more bored with life, I guess.
Right.
From being really suicidal and depressed to being bored. And working only has its positives for so long. You can burn yourself out from your job, which is a problem too. If you didn't work as much, maybe you would like it more, but if you work every single day, you're gonna want to leave, and then that'll fuck yourself even more. So it's a very hard process to really get through.
Right.
You have to have a fine line for everything, and not everybody does, unfortunately. Not everything and everyone always does.
Yep. Yep.
It's got this one for you, madam. Have a good day, man. I found this channel that it's like a zoomer kind of guy.
Okay.
He draws, and he doesn't really talk, but he has like his drawings like live. It's called the Low Budget Stories. It's like a bunch of really great stick figures, like kind of drawing, and they go like they live in like the average day of like some type of shitty job. People don't understand, It's really cool, honestly.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
It's called the Low Budget Stories.
Okay.
In case you want to write it down while you check it out or something. I really recommend it to anybody else that's listening. This guy, if you feel like you're working a shitty job, he probably has a video on it, and you'll be able to relate, I guess. But for now, I just interview oh my gosh.
I know. It sticks with you. Okay.
Today's my door, I guess, but like, a part of me wants to eat because my great grandmother does it, a part of me doesn't. It feels like I'm gonna have to pay.
Yeah, that's the bad thing.
I already had my time to talk with her and, have fun with her. See the woman my whole life, so it's just good to see her like finally doing the change. It's just getting really deep. I didn't first see her until I was 12 years old. Like, I never once met her until my 12th, like, just past my 12th birthday.
Hmm.
And I've only seen her a handful of times since then. So it's kind of like one of those things where, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
There's not much there, but you still kind of care.
I actually had relatives like that when I was young. I didn't even know them, and it was like, huh? I'm going, okay, you know.
Like once I got to know them, I care a little bit, but
Yeah.
the way it could have been. I could have cared a lot, but when they're not there for you and your words kind of, you're like, why? You could have been there.
Right.
Our cases are different when it comes to families, but the message remains the same. They could have been a presence, but they never were.
Right.
So what allegiance do you owe? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's just how it feels for me. I could have been her biggest supporter. I could have gone down there every weekend, but I never did because I didn't know her, and I always felt like I had other stuff to do. Maybe one day I'll regret it, but again, I was always strongly attached to the people that were there for me in my life, and if they weren't, the attachment it usually doesn't grow into anything strong.
Right.
This is it is. smoking in July. And I think I told you all that, I quit smoking and life is getting a little bit better with breathing and living a more normal, peaceful life. I told you that. But I would highly recommend you all to stop smoking and drinking, so you can live a healthier, sober, and a more peaceful lifestyle. You don't need any of that to be happy. All it does is numb the pain and kill your body slowly. You don't need any of that. But, some people don't want to live without it. So I guess who am I to say? I just want them to live healthier lifestyles. You know?
Yeah.
50, 22. I guess we'll just see how it is, how it goes. And hopefully you can live a better lifestyle too, Greg.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm trying to change and make it better. It's a process.
It is. Indeed it is. Stop yawning. Yeah, well, I wish life could be more exciting. Sometimes I'll go cloud watching and see how cool the clouds can be.
Hmm.
Other times I won't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like the perfect shot, but like trees are in the way. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Hang on. Fuck. Can you pause it real quick?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Of course, our last conversation got cut off, so, whatever we were talking about that video, it's been maybe at least 2 months since we worked on this. So, it's happened before, but never as long apart. So we're putting them together and making it one episode. Welcome back. We're sorry that it cut off, and whatever, we were talking about, we don't remember. So again, we apologize. Well, I'm Tim.
And I'm Greg.
And welcome to Reality Duo. It's good to be back. If you look at the channel, you will notice that, of course, the main channel, Purple Haze, it broke apart. And me and Brandon are not really on talking terms anymore. We kind of moved on. And me and Greg are still friends, but we have vastly different schedules than what we used to. I'm not going to tell you what he does because that's private. But, his schedule has him working overnights, and it's not really a good fit to run a YouTube channel. And not only that, I'm sure he would tell you just the whole Brandon. I'll have you explain it. I'm sure we touched up on this, but I just want to put it to bed for once. So why don't you explain, kind of like Brandon, you kicking you off, and just the decision to delete the channel and just kind of just stick with the K-League things until we get our shit together. Why don't you talk? Because I don't want to just talk the whole episode. I want you to explain because it's your point of view as well.
Okay. Let me go back. What was it, about a year ago? Seems like a year ago. When I came over last, and we had the opportunity to get everybody together, me, you, and Brandon, and
One of my favorite episodes.
yeah, it was a really good episode. And I actually have that episode saved, and
Photos are on my Facebook.
yep. And I thought honestly that was the good part of, getting to know each other. And I'm talking about Brandon, getting to know him and talking to him, hash everything out. And I thought honestly everything was fine. And it seemed fine a little bit, but then as time went on, I guess that reality started breaking apart. on his end, nothing on my end, because I was trying to accept it and everything. And for some reason, it just got really worse. I guess it was a joke. And it really hurt because I actually was trying to be friends with him, but I understand his opinions and he's got every right. And it just hurt because I thought, everything was hashed out and everything was fine. And I told him, I said, I'm not here to break you and, and Tim's relationship. I'm not here to break up a Purple Haze. And I said it was you guys' channel. We just kind of,
He did that to himself. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
just had to interject.
No, I understand that.
All right, continue.
And I was just an addition, but, I thought honestly it would have worked out fine. It would have worked out fine. But for some reason he just couldn't accept it, and then it just kind of got down from there. And then he started taking control of the channel, I remember, and saying that it was his, and then started throwing you off out there. And it just got to a point, I'm sure you got tired of it, and we had to started kicking him off the channel, and it was my fault. I didn't thought I changed the password and correctly, and I guess I didn't for some reason. And he ended up coming back on the channel, and it just kept going back and forth. And it was about the time that we had to say, fine, let's just get rid of the channel for the sake of everybody. And I think that was the best thing we ever done, and to focus on, the Kaylee Elise and some of our other projects. And also too, I don't think he was really that interested in it himself because, like you said, he would post a video here and there, and just didn't. We gave him the opportunity to try to take it over, but it failed. It didn't seem like he was that interested and didn't know what to do as for the videos. And so I agree. I think it was the right decision to make. Don't get me
Well,
wrong. I do miss it, but I think for the sake of everybody, it was the right thing to do.
of course, let me just add to that. I
Yeah.
wanted to be off it because, I made every video that I wanted to. Me and Brandon couldn't take Purple Haze any further because he always wanted to bring his girlfriend involved. She had nothing to do with Purple Haze. He wanted to always invite her, always have her on there. Never wanted Greg on there. Wouldn't do any video with Greg, like a three-way call or like a podcast or something. He either wanted to go to the school or never wanted to travel. Like it felt like a one-way partnership, so I couldn't do it anymore. I always had to drive to him. I always had to accommodate his girlfriend, no matter how sweet she was. She didn't belong. And, I always had to drive. Like, he could never drive, never had money, never had gas, couldn't make time for me. So it just felt like the videos meant more to me than they did him, which is why I kept them. But, they had a lot of embarrassing information and a lot of things that could be used against us. So I had Greg take them down, and I saw how many subscribers there was, like 1,000 or so, and I'm like, you know what? Let's keep the Kaylee and make it archive channel, and that's what we did. And I also wanted to stop posting, but just in case I get a serious job, I don't want anything to be used against me, and I just wanted to be more private. This is about a couple months ago when I started deleting my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat, all my dating, site accounts, a lot of my emails. I just didn't want to be linked anymore. And, this is the only thing that's left. Besides my Facebook and, like, mine and Greg's pages, which we share mutually, there's no more singular Timothy, pages left. And it's funny because I used to want to be known. I used to want to have everybody know me. But I just decided that, like, it wasn't really worth our mental health or just fighting with Brandon. And, he's tried to have me film some stuff since, but I've always told him, like, oh, I got to re upload shit or just giving him the runaround because I just don't really care anymore. Me and him have hung out a few times, but it's never been the same. And I was tired of giving you guys garbage videos about me complaining about, life or talking about things that nobody really cares about because, it's not that way anymore. Nobody really cares about the serious stuff anymore. It's more about numbers and clickbait and just a lot of things that I'm not really into.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't have the drive or the money or just the type of environment where I could make serious videos that you guys deserved. And, Greg was busy himself, so I guess we were finishing this episode because, to be honest with you, we just wanted to get it out of the way. I'm not saying we're never going to upload again, but this episode is kind of like a rare one because, as I was telling him, I just want to be done with it. I just want to, back up for a bit and just keep doing what me and him have been doing so far and just let it be for now. If something happens in the future and we, become another, team again besides our writing, then it'll be what it is. But for now, as, me and him have said, it's just going to stay the way it is. This will be, besides our writing channel, which is Long and McMoran, we probably won't upload for a bit because I want to get back into writing and doing other things besides being on the mic. That's more Greg's thing, not really mine. I want to go back behind the camera when I've been for so long the driving force in front of it. I just don't want to do it anymore. What about you, Greg?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I know sometimes we change in our lives and everything, and I don't mind being on camera, but I'm not on there like I used to be. I mean, there's times I like to share like trips I go to or doing around Chicago because some people like some of that stuff. I haven't done it lately. Um, I'll tell you the next time I'm usually on video is when I go on Facebook. I usually do a video around Christmas and put on my Facebook and just wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. That's actually going to be my next video.
Or, like when he's narrating the stories that we write,
Yeah,
the poems that we write.
yeah,
Now, me and you did talk about, we probably won't do any true crime. Because, I feel like that's more of a thing that me and you do better together than separate. I feel like that's things that we can do when we see each other again. It doesn't have to be something that we're doing apart. Because, like I told you, I don't have, like, the camera and the technology for that,
hmm
Because, I'm homeless. I don't have the drive for it. I'm just trying to fix my own stuff. So that's more of a thing that we do together. Like, we're not trying to make it a big channel, not right now at least. But for right now, it's either going to be podcast or him doing Greg's Corner on his own channel, um, or like our writing, And I'm almost done with that second poem too, so I'll probably send you 2 poems tonight. If you can work on them, great. If not, like there's always another day.
Okay.
Although Greg's a fast worker, so like I always say like, oh hey, it'd be great if you can finish it tonight. If you can't, because of your schedule, that's okay. But before you go to work, I'll probably call you tonight because I just want I should have took a picture of it, but I like to be there where I actually have a pen and I can fix anything.
It's actually okay because I'm off tonight, so you can call me.
Well, I just want your help to finish the poem because I don't like how I get like when I don't like the way a poem is going or how it finished.
Yeah.
Like usually you can talk me out of like just leaving a poem as is, but I just didn't feel good about the way I wrote the poem. Like some people don't care because they're just happy to even have any writing skill at all. But I take my poems seriously if I'm going to publish them. Like I don't want to wait until like a year from now when we're going to publish, like like actually put it to paper and just wait. It just bothered me. I need to do something.
Yeah.
And not only that, I froze on writing more. Like the thing that me and you wrote, like that second poem, I wrote it in the book, so that way I can picture it better. But like I was so out of my mind, not like from any drug or anything, but just like where I didn't really feel anything or have any imagination that day. Like it was kind of like writer's block. Like I could force something with the first poem because I smoked a lot, but I couldn't force anything with the second one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to word it besides like grammar and fixing a few things that we wrote so it sounds a little better, but I just didn't know how to like do it because I wanted it to be a happy poem and I wanted to write about her being loving, but I just wasn't in the right mind frame. So for now, like I hope we can finish them later tonight, so that way we can actually get some work on the channel. Because if you see, me and you haven't really uploaded anything on that channel in months, and I want to fix that. Wait,
Yeah.
What's it been, like 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah, at least a couple months.
I think 3 months it's been. Not that I want to rush it, because like if you don't think it's ready, then I'll stick it out with you. I'll be like, all right, it's not ready. It's not ready.
Right.
But I just want to get something out there to our fans. Like, there's not a lot of people that are doing it, but just wait. You never know, Greg. One day, it can be more than you think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
One day, one day it could have 1 million subscribers. And I know that seems a little eccentric, but you never know. Oh my god, that cat is so fucking cute. Big fat orange one. But yeah, that's just kind of what I've been thinking.
Yeah.
I still don't know what direction I want to take the book in, For anyone out there that wants to write a book, whether it be poetry or a play, it's very hard. It's very hard to do, a lot harder than I ever thought when I started 11 years ago. I started 12 years ago. I'm sorry. I started in April, I think April 28th, 2011. And it's been a long journey. I've written about 300 poems, a couple short stories, a lot of ideas. But I could have done a lot more in that 12 years, and now I want to put it to, pen to paper and actually do it. The problem is that I'm not a writer like I used to be. Like some things I don't want to do anymore, and I just live life. When people say sometimes it's easy to let go, they're not kidding. I never thought one day I would stop writing.
Mm-hmm.
And oh shit, I did. And it sucks because I don't have, I feel in my heart, the abilities that I used to. Sorry, I was trying to beat people to get to the gas tank. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brandon just sent me a message. He sent me an old photo of us together and like the receipt. He's like, "Oh, goddamn, $50, blah blah blah." Just it's whatever. Um, I'm happy he still thinks about it sometimes, but it always seems like too late. We aren't obviously in the same circles anymore, and I think he always does it too late.
Yeah, I agree.
Starting to hear any wind on my side of it.
Yeah.
So how have you been recently, Greg? Like, how do you feel about things? Because he texted me the other day. He thought like maybe we should start doing things again and being what we used to be instead of just taking the break that we did. So we have a lot to talk about and think about. But I want to get your opinion on things. Your thoughts.
Well, I think with you and Brandon, it's going to be always an up and down thing because you
Yeah.
both got different personalities. I would love for you guys to go back the old ways, but I just don't think that's going to happen again. Because you're changing, and I don't know where he's going with life, and
Well, that I've just become a different person over the last few months than I ever thought I would be. I'm just completely different now. It's still cool to make jokes and swear, but I just don't really want to do it anymore.
right,
I want to be more private, so that means not sharing as much.
right.
Notice we're not saying any last names, and there's no mention of videos anymore, so they won't even know who we're talking about.
Yeah,
That doesn't need to be better. You just stick with me or Brandon or whatever the case is. I wish them luck. I hope you guys are here. They keep talking about making me the godfather and being the best man at his wedding, but I don't think I want to do it. I just don't want to do it.
and I totally agree with you. I mean, it's hard to trust somebody like that, and I mean, I appreciate, if somebody said that to me and having a friend like him, I just would feel weird because how he's treating me, and especially when it comes to the money. I had a friend like that too, where I was asking for money and I did it, and he never paid me back, and so I know exactly where you're coming from with
Well,
that.
it's not just one time that he did it. He's done it multiple times, and he's never,
Right.
ever once, he always treats it as a one-time thing. But I'm like, to me, it feels much differently.
Yeah. And it's hard when you have a friend like that because that's where you lose the trust.
That trust was long gone. It feels weird even hanging out with him. Not in like I hate this guy kind of way, but just it's not the same, and that it'll never be the same.
No.
We're never gonna make another video again. It's never gonna be from plays. Like I already gave all that up. Just the thoughts. And it's funny. He brought up the talk. He's like, oh Tim, say one day we get famous from YouTube. Like I don't know if he thinks I put the videos back up because he never checks or anything, but I just told him, I'm like, whatever you think, man, whatever you think. Like, I no longer delude him or try to talk big with him because it don't mean anything.
Hmm.
It's not what it once was. I'm tired of pretending that it is, and it's okay about me. I don't care anymore. And that's you. You don't care anymore. To you, it's just like you know what you have to do, and I'm slowly doing it over time where I distance myself. I don't ever really call him or text him unless I want to fuck with him. Like,
Yeah.
something he can't get, I can. But even I stopped doing that because it just is nothing anymore. Hang on, I gotta pay for gas.
Okay.
Hello, madam. I love the hair. It is. Yep. you. You too, madam. Indeed. Back.
Okay.
Just windy.
Yeah, I can tell in the background. Yeah, it's windy here too.
You know, I'm almost kind of glad that nobody probably will listen to this because, not that I don't care about us having fans or anything like that, I do, but at the same time, you know what, like, I'm kind of glad, like, it does get lonely, you know, being homeless and alone and not having anybody around you, but at the same time, it doesn't. Because, you know, I have peace, nobody's bothering me, nobody's being a dick to me, I don't have to answer to anybody. I'm doing my own thing and then I'm just done and I'm left alone. Yeah, it does get lonely. Yeah, it does get, like, mentally probably not the best. But for me, it don't bother me anymore the way that it should. Maybe I just got so used to it, or it's the way I want my life to live that I'm still. You know, maybe I'm just too different. I haven't recognized it yet fully.
Yeah.
And you know, I have new relationships with everybody. And how they carry on determines our relationship at that point. You know, I don't try to push for anything. Like, even you saw it, you know, like, you were worried, and I'm like, you know, don't be. You know, I'm not the same guy that I was, but that doesn't mean I'm different in the sense where I don't recognize friendship. Because, you know, you got worried, and I just told you not to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's not what it once was, but that doesn't mean it can't be built back up, or, you know, we can't still be close in our own way. Like, not everything's always going to be the same, and it's not that I don't want it to be. You know, we just got different schedules and different things that we do. You know, you're not always going to stay young or the same person that you were, and I told you that. And I know it bothers you, but you know, just for right now, you know, it just is what it is. But you know, I said we'll make a better effort than both of us. We need to be. It just takes time.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
you're
it.
right. You're right.
You know, because I used to stress about things like that, and I always had so many regrets. It just drew me on my mind. But you know, having regrets, you really shouldn't, because if you have regrets, that means that you failed a lot and you tried. And you know, I don't know why anybody would regret trying. If you don't regret never not trying, then why still have it as a regret? It means you never failed. I know that seems like a fucked up philosophy, but it's just something the great Michael Jordan said. Yeah, it stuck with his own life about sports and, you know, the way his parents raised him, but it's kind of like what my dad said. He's like, you lived the life, you did things, maybe you wish you could change, but you can't change them. Don't case regret, because there's nothing you can do. The people die, the people disappear. All you can control is your life. Why have regrets? You failed a lot, you succeeded, like, it'll just drive you out of your mind. You're too old for regret. Just drop it. And a lot of people will never get closure because they hang on to regrets. They hang on to the past. And I told you when I first met you 3 years ago, that was something that I constantly did. But you know what, Greg? I want to thank you because I don't hang on to regrets anymore. Regrets don't really mean anything to me, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I don't hang on to the past or regrets anymore. I barely even think about it. Like all the one that got away and all the old friends that I used to cry about.
Yeah.
I finally got rid of all of it. Like I barely even think about them, and that means dead friends too, like Jeremy. Like I loved Jeremy, but you know, like I let it go. Like yeah, I loved him, but he's dead. Like I gotta move on. It doesn't doesn't mean that I don't care anymore about the memories, but I can't remember them as well as I used to. You know, it disappears with time. Now, I don't know if there's like a heaven or a God. If there is, then, you know, I'll see him again. If not, then you just treasure what you can remember. That's just pretty much how life is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I just don't want to hold on to regrets anymore. I just want to be the different person that I know that I am, and just let it be. You know, kind of like the Beatles said. I mean, some people would be like, "Are you crazy? You're the biggest band ever." They could have held on for 50 years, and Greg, they could have sold 2 billion albums instead of like almost a billion. You know, they only did it for 10 years, but or they could have been like so untouchable that even Michael Jackson would seem tame in comparison. Like, you know, MJ could have done more music. You know, there's a lot of things that people can regret, but who cares? You you did it in the first place. Hold on to what it was, but don't latch onto it. You know, just you can think of it, just don't hold on to it.
Right.
And it made life so much more peaceful. Did it make it better? No. Because, you know, life was more interesting when I held on to it and I had more pain and anger. But when you let go of it and life is peaceful, of course, it's human nature to think that it's boring. But if this is boring, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not fun, but it's not bad.
Right.
And I'm okay with that, you know? You're okay with how things turn out because you let it become that. You can't control other people. If I could, well, I'm not going to comment on the legality of that, but, you know, I probably would still be with my childhood crush instead of, you know, just wondering if it could have been. But I don't ponder it anymore, but for about a good 8 years afterwards, I always had the thought, what if I did things differently? Would we still be together? Were our personalities better? Could I have been less of an asshole? Or, you know, maybe her less of a bitch? Like, you know, or like, you know, maybe if her friends weren't so judgmental or shitty, or if I was more mature and, you know, stopped blowing her off for my friends. You know, there's a lot of things that could have been differently, but I don't want to just put it all on me because that doesn't seem fair. I know they always put it on the guy because apparently the guy is supposed to control everything, but, you know, I've become more of a male advocate too. And I'm kind of glad that I have, you know, like, I think men get shit on too much.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And I guess I've just come to terms with my own morality and my own thoughts. And that took me 26 and a half years to do. And then a full 27 to embrace it. Like, when they say that, you know, sometimes men don't grow until later on, they actually mean that. Like, becoming who they should have been, you know?
Right.
Greg, if I was who I am now, back then when I dated some of these girls, you know, back then I was afraid of a lot of things, you know? Things I couldn't control, and I should have just been thinking, you know what, if I treat her right, or, you know, I should stick with this one. I guess what I'm saying is that, don't fuck up what you have, you know? Sometimes you'll never get it back. Because some people aren't forgiving. They have a hard edge. You only get one kind of deal. And I don't blame them, you know? That's their life and how they want to control it. Good for them. For some, it's a self-respect thing. For others, you know, they're bitter or they hold on to things like grudges, and they're never the same. They
Right.
can never be kind again to that one person, even if it was just a simple mistake. Everybody has their boundaries. I guess I'm just going to finish it off with everybody has their boundaries. And for some are more forgiving, of course, or at least try to hear you out. For some, you know, that's the end. They don't care anymore. You know, you're a piece of shit. You're the devil. Like, you're done. You're pretty much dead to them, you know? And if that's the way they want to live their life, there's nothing I can say. because it's not my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly.
And if that's the way they want to live their life or whatever it is, good for them. But I know how I want to live my life now. If I'm close to somebody, good. If not, like, okay, it's okay, Greg. I just need you to know that it'll be okay,
Yeah.
Hang on, give me a minute.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to swing this in. Because it's a heavy package and I'm getting in between two big vehicles with my own big vehicle, so it's kind of hard to do. It's very hard to do, actually. So give me a minute.
Okay.
Of course, the package is heavy. Why would it not be? It just gets tiring. Delivery instructions, customer. Hello. Would I be able to get a signature for those? Perfect. Bob Heard. Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Okay. 41 out of 101. Not bad.
No, not bad.
Okay. It's not so bad today. The sun's out. Yeah, it's a little windy, but somebody at the security check today told me that they liked my attitude.
Oh,
They're
really?
like, why are you so happy? It's windy, it's probably going to snow. Because I'm like, listen, man, I can't control any of that. All I can control is that I'm alive, I'm breathing. And to me, it's a good day because of those things. I got a job, I'm making money, I'm able to pay off my debt. And they don't know the deepest input, they don't know the deepest, things that bother me or my life, but that's all they need to know because that's all that's important. I'm still alive, I'm breathing, I still have a job, and I'm still able to pay what I have to fix the mistakes so I can move on. And that's all I want to do, Greg. I want to move on, but I can't do that fully, whether that's getting a place or moving out of state or moving on from other people in a way until I pay what I owe. And then I can do what I need to do. But that's just my own mindset.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I'm okay with that, Greg, because life has become much simpler when I have that mindset.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to be in my life will be in my life, and if you disappear, see ya. Again, maybe it's not the most healthiest outlook, but that's being human. Others have different takes in life. all I can control is my own.
Right.
That doesn't mean people have to like that or they can't have different opinions about it. And I would never want to control someone's opinion of myself. Hey, if it's not positive, I don't want to hear it. Like, if you want to tell me you need to get it off your chest, okay, I understand. And if you don't want to talk, then why tell me in the first place?
Exactly.
You know, I still want to see some national parks. Like, I would love to see Yellowstone. I would love to go to some of these parks where people went missing and actually get footage, not like of the missing people because they were never found. I just mean like get footage of the park itself. How could they go missing? You know, maybe we can make videos, or maybe we can just get the footage for memories. You know, because some things you're not able to do that much, and traveling to these parks is expensive, and you gotta do it at the right time. And I, I just want to see what led to these people to go missing and what the parks are like. And hopefully me and you don't go missing.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I think that's a wonderful idea.
Well, a couple of these people have made mistakes. One, they travel too much into the park, like too far into the park. Two, they aren't ready for the weather or they don't come prepared. Three, they don't tell anybody where they're going. Four, they don't bring any emergency supplies like a beacon locator, like so they can locate where you're at and what you're doing.
Right.
And five, some of them don't want to be found. And six, sometimes they don't look hard enough. It's a combination of things. It's not just one all be all kind of thing. But the biggest problem I think is that a lot of people aren't prepared for the weather and they don't bring adequate supplies. And three, what I forgot to mention is a lot of them go off trail.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why the fuck people do that. Like, that just sounds like a dumb fucking thing to do. Like, hey, let's go off this trail, even though this is my only way to get where I need to go, or do what I need to do. It's not really a good look or take. And a lot of people, unfortunately, die that way. And it sucks, but, I'm always going to take the trails. I want to come prepared. I don't want to go too far into the park, where it takes days to get back. Because that's how big some of these places are, even though it's hard to imagine. And I always want, like, adequate food and, like, a location beaker, so in case you get hurt or one of us gets lost from each other, we each have one.
Yeah.
Delivery instructions as perfect. Novellas. Okay. Oh, fuck. I didn't see that. They were right there. That's my bad, lady. That's my bad. I didn't see that. But I didn't want you in the weather either.
No.
Because, I watch a lot of these 411 cases, and it's really sad. A lot of them are never found. Some pretty, some not so pretty scenes. And a lot of them, there's no clues. Nothing found, no prints, no hair, no scent, no body signature. There's nothing left. And in my opinion, I think that's really scary. Like, can you imagine a friend completely disappearing, and no matter how hard you search, there's nothing left, like no clothes, no shoes, dogs can't track them down, there's nothing, and nothing is ever found. And you don't know how it's possible that they disappeared. Like, that's kind of how it is. Like, that's how it feels, and to me, that's very scary.
Yeah, that would be scary.
I'd be very scared of something like that happening. I think it's very scary that that can happen at all, and like nobody can be found. That's how terrifying nature is, and people don't forget that. No, I'm sorry. Let me re-amend that. People don't remember that.
Yeah.
Delivered to front door, driveway not clearly back up. And I've tested Mother Nature a few times, like when it comes to getting lucky with crashes or on the road or just being in the woods by myself. Like, I've tested Mother Nature a few times and it remains undefeated. Mother Nature is very scary. There's been times that I've almost gotten lost. There's been times I've almost hydroplaned off the road. I've gone into a ditch a few times because of the snow. I've been dragged in. There's been times where someone almost hit me on the ice. Like, it all depends on luck. And I've gotten really lucky so far with my life. So I'm thankful for living as long as I have and doing the things I was able to do. And I wish more people had that mindset. Maybe they would be happier in life. Instead of being disappointed about what you don't have or what you want or what you haven't been able to do, be thankful for what you have been able to do, what you still can do.
Yeah.
Even if you can't do your dream job, you can still do a job that fulfills your purpose and makes you money. You don't have to work those dead-end jobs. You don't have to do the things that you think you have to just to survive. Like, you could go to college, you could get those qualifications, like, anybody can do it. And, some of these people are like, oh, I can't do that, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, yes, you can. Yeah, you may go into debt to do it, but it's possible. It's not impossible. You grew up poor, so did I. And I made, a lot of money this year. I mean, I did work my ass off, but, I just hate when people think it's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I promise you, Greg, it's not impossible. Like, I graduated from college with a bachelor's. Like, I worked hard to be where I'm at, to get the things that I wanted. Like, I wanted a nice truck. I got a nice truck. I got the Camaro. I got the Subaru. The bunch of vehicles that I had. I got to travel, do things that I wanted to do, eat the things that I wanted to do. Dated the girls that would have me, like, because that's one of the things you can't choose, like, what you want. You just kind of take who accepts you.
Yeah.
I did the things that filmed the things I wanted to do. And, you could create, like, so many documentaries with the footage that me and Brandon have done. Like, there's so many things that we could do with the footage, but I kind of wanted just to be a thing that we look back on in years' time,
Yeah.
Like, maybe, Greg, maybe there will be a day that me and you re-upload them. Not in a way where we're ever going to bring Purple Haze back, but where me and you have a channel that's like just an archive channel of the things that we've done, and maybe if we want to re-upload something, maybe, but that day won't be for a very long time. I want it to be, I don't know, maybe years from now. Hell, it could be tomorrow from now. But I don't want them to be hidden forever. I just want them to be hidden long enough that people forget. And I think it's possible that we can do that, and I hope we can. Because, we still made that footage, and I don't want the videos that even me and you made together to go to waste. But I think I just got too involved with the YouTube thing. I think that might have been one of the problems. You seem to like it. You never revealed too much. but I went full throttle, just revealing things I didn't need to, saying things I didn't need to, and I have remorse for that. But there's nothing you can do to chase it, and I'm just glad we were able to catch it before it spreaded.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those videos, I remember asking you, or at least I remember asking myself, I said, Tim, would you want your employer or like your Facebook people to see those videos? And I'm like, no, I'd be super embarrassed. And then, I was kind of like, that's kind of at like one of the points where I'm like, okay, maybe I should delete them. Not forever, or at least keep them safe. But, it was kind of like one of those things where you're like, wow, that's a big impact on your mental health. Would you want people that you knew in your personal life to see them? And if the answer is no, then you kind of already know what you're going to think or say next. So it was kind of at like, that point in time where I'm like, okay, maybe I should stop to think about what I'm doing or what I'm thinking and just take a break. And that's what I've pretty much been doing, if you want me to be honest with you.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I just decided to take a break, even if it's not for mental health or whatever. It's just for now. Like I just need to stop and just let things go for now. And if, like I said, if me and you ever go back, then we'll be happy. And if not, like I said to you, it's your own personal library. Like you have hours upon hours of footage. You have days of footage that you can watch.
Yeah.
And like you still have all those videos where it may seem like I'm complaining, but for you it was a different thing. It was something that you connected with. Just the message and emotion that I had in those videos. You still have them. I mean, because one, I never asked you to delete them, and two, probably because you connected them. It's a different type of thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was a big connection because some of those videos that you did, I was going through the same thing, and it's nice seeing another person going through the same thing as you are and seeing how they go through it versus you, and it really helped. I still, to this day, just so you know, some of those issues come back, and I go back to your video and I watch it again.
Well, I I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Maybe there will be a day that me and Brandon get back together. Like, I can never say you never know, because maybe there will be a day, but it'll probably be a long time from now. Maybe if he grows the fuck up and we become different type of friends, like more mature instead of just lingering attachment,
yeah,
or just someone to relieve the boredom. But for now, they're just for your collection, your enjoyment. And I don't really care to watch them or touch them. I don't really want anything to do with it, outside of just knowing maybe I made videos for somebody. But, they're for you. It's a present, I guess. Of course, I don't want them ever released without, permission or anything.
Oh, no, I would never, ever do that
But,
without your
like
permission.
if you want to watch them and keep them, go for it, Of course, a part of me, I don't think a part of me will ever want the Purple Haze deleted, just in case, like, I ever wanted to go back to it, or we become the new Purple Haze just to piss off Brandon, or whatever we do. You just never know how the clock is going to tick.
No,
But
you
for
don't.
right now, I just want us to be off social media and just fix our lives, and if we ever go back, and we ever become reality duo again, or just something outside of our writing and announcing, then maybe, thanks for being on my ass, asshole, maybe things can be different. But until then, you already know what the case is.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about or bring up? Because, like, You know, in these podcasts, one of the things that always bothered me is that, like, I feel like I would talk too much and you were too silent. I didn't want it to continue to be like that. Is there anything you want to talk about or bring up or something that's been on your mind?
Well, no, I actually covered it all, but going back to the videos, I totally understand where you're coming from with the videos. I have the same feeling, and I have them all in a special spot on my computer. And I do go back through and like I said, especially years when you're talking about different topics. I go back through and look at those and try to see, okay, this is how you were talking about how you're going through it. And that's what I've been doing. And the Purple Haze stuff, yeah, it's there. I have not touched those since we've taken them off the channel.
So you never watched them, or just kind of not your thing anymore?
I do watch them. I watch the older ones. I love when you guys were going on some of the exploring things,
What was your favorite exploring one?
oh gosh.
There was Aurora, there was Phoenix, there was Union Springs, there was Cuga, there was Centralia. What was your, favorite thing?
I don't really have a favorite. I liked all of them actually. Because I
Ah,
think it's because you guys went somewhere and you guys seemed to had a good time. It was your older when you guys were actually real friends. And it just really sparked.
you know, I think, I've said many different times, there was also the Fright Night one.
Yeah.
I think the best video me and him ever did when me and him were at our peak friendship, I think that might have been, if you want my honest opinion, I think the honest truth is the best video me and him ever did together. Besides that podcast where me and him were high as fuck, I think the best video ever might be when me and him were at the school. And I'm not talking about the later videos at Cuga. I'm talking about the one at AJ where I'm wearing the blue shoes and the gray sweatpants.
Okay.
And we just sat on the ground and talked for like an hour.
Okay.
He was talking about his childhood. I think he was wearing the white shirt, and he was talking about his abusive dad, and that shit.
Oh, that one. Okay. Okay.
That I think is probably my favorite one that's he's ever done. Just both of us. I think that might be my favorite one
Mhm.
because that's the back when we were real and it wasn't so fake. You know.
Yeah.
But that's just my honest opinion. That was my favorite one to do. I felt more connected to it, and obviously he's not the same kid that he was. So I don't know if how he feels about things now or what his favorite is. I remember going to meet his family. I remember the last great adventure we did was on Halloween, and he has a video on his phone that you never saw.
Oh, okay.
But there's actually one unreleased Purple Haze video that he has on his phone that he never gave me. Hello, 12.95. Got two for you. All right, David. Got two for you. This one, and then this one for you. Perfect. Have a good day, sir. Of course. I think it's getting a little gray.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but the last video me and him ever shot, I was surprised. He wanted to shoot it on his phone. But the last video that he ever shot or had anything to do with was actually after everything was deleted. He wanted to restart. Of course, him being too lazy to actually upload it,
Yeah.
He was too lazy to fucking upload it or do anything about it. Fuck. But yeah, fucking, I gotta close the side door.
Okay.
He was recording me taking a, we just talked a little bit, and he recorded me taking a big bong hit before his phone died, so I'm pretty sure there's a video of me out there doing it. But, I didn't really care to get it back or, have anything to do with it, I just, I'll actually ask him for that video. I'm going to have him send it to me, and then I'll just send it to you, and you can put it in the vault.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I'm lying to him because I'm like, oh, send me that video. I want us to start making videos again,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lie, but I don't want him to delete it, So you'll have to forgive me for this little white lie, Greg.
I forgive you.
Let me ask you something. Do you keep, do you download every episode that we make of this channel?
Yeah, I actually have a copy of everything.
So every type of video that we do, you always
Yep.
keep a copy.
Yep.
Including the Kaylee.
Yep.
So you have everything.
I have everything.
Even all those stupid live streams that I did?
Yep, I got those.
Wow. Okay, Greg, okay. I hope he can send me that video if he even remembers us doing it.
Yeah, and I'll just put it in the database and we'll just keep it there.
That's if he remembers. Now, I don't know if he remembers or not, but even if he doesn't, that's fine. If he deleted it or whatever the case is, I don't care. I just wanted to have, something of it, like a copy, I guess. But to me, it's okay. Whatever the case is, it's going to be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay, Greg.
Yeah.
I've done 48 so far.
Okay.
I guess 53 more, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Now, do I think he's going to get back to me? No, because it usually takes him a few days to get back to me for some fucked up reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but, again, that's just kind of, you want to be his friend, it's just kind of how he is. You want to know the last amount of fun me and Brandon ever had? And you're going to laugh, but this was months ago. The last fun that me and him ever had, where I actually felt good to be his friend, the last fun that me and him ever had was when me and him went to the Trumansburg cemetery and found out about his ancestors.
Oh, you guys made a video on that.
Yeah, an hour long.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I have that one.
He was the lead. I wasn't even on camera. I was just a cameraman, and he was the whole one on camera. Because I wanted it to be real, we didn't expect to see his name, he knew nothing of his family. He was adopted. And when he saw the names, he's like, am I related to these people? And it seemed like he actually cared just for a minute. I saw the real Brandon, he cared. He's like, damn, I never got to meet these people, and some of them were just recently died.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that, man. He's like, well, it's too late now. I didn't know him, so fuck him. But, just for a minute, he loved hearing about, people that he didn't know about. And it was wonderful. And then, he tried to break into that one vault, but, Brandon can't help being Brandon.
Yeah.
Now, there have been times, I will admit, where we could have gone on a journey, or at least in his words, a journey, even though I don't think we would have actually went to where he wanted to go. But, you know, there's been times I blew him off because I knew he wasn't serious and I didn't want to waste my time. Even though he complained later on, oh, I would have done it. I don't believe that. Damn, another one, if you will. There was another one of us, it happened 2 weeks ago, actually. The day before, you know, he was hungry and I got us some food and, you know, we just tried to find something to do, but we really couldn't. So that's when he fell asleep in the truck for like an hour or two. And, you know, we just laid down in the truck, you know. It was kind of like a bromance, you know. Just, he didn't want to go back inside to the girl. He just wanted to chill with me, you know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate and then the next morning he was surprised that I was still there. So me and him went to stores at like 6 or 7 in the morning trying to find some food, and like there was nothing there. So we went to just the shittiest place we could find to get some stuff. But I wish it could have happened sooner, but
Yeah, I know.
It's too late for that, Greg. It's just too fucking late for that, you know?
Yeah.
And now, you know, I just chill by myself. Before me and you actually talked it up or I even thought about it, I wasn't even gonna fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even gonna make a video or do anything with the channel anymore. But then I thought about, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can do something here, and you know, me and Greg can just get it over with. But until then, you know, I'm just happy that me and you could just talk or do some kind of talking.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Hello. And watch out. I'm glad to get rid of it today. What the fuck? It's always, they always want to do so many updates on these fucking things and they don't want to work. Because they shove so much info into it. I guess I gotta restart it. Well, I guess we can get these off while I'm doing that. No, you got two. You got this thing too. And then this is the second one. I know. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Dude. Alright, where's the second one go? Oh, it doesn't need a signature this time. Ah, there we go! They cleared up a lot of room, thank God. You too, sir. Perfect. Now I'm in a much better mood, Greg.
Oh, clear up a lot of space?
Oh yeah, I just unlifted 2 snowblowers.
Oh, okay.
doesn't know that. He thought like they were parts to one, but those are two. He's old. Those are like two snowblowers. I guess he wasn't paying attention. Not my problem though.
Nope.
I'll have him help me if I ever need to fucking put those back on the truck. I'll tell you that, because that shit's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, those
Like,
are heavy.
you ain't kidding. But you know what? Today I'm not so much into a rush, but I started early enough where I won't be I won't be out after dark, and it feels good for me, Greg.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my god. See, like, it really depends. Like, things can be good, man. Things can be really good. I'm just glad to get things out of the way. That's what I'll tell you. Not a bad day, man. You just gotta take the good with the bitter. Well, the sweet with the bitter. And that's what makes it bittersweet.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta take the sweet with the bitter. And how bittersweet it's been. It's been a beautiful ride. There's people that I met that I regret. Well, did regret. And there's been people that are just people, Whether you regret it or not, they were in your life. And I still got the rest of my life, Greg.
Yeah, you do. Still got a whole rest of your life.
You're in your 70s now and you're getting old, but maybe you do too, Greg. Maybe you can fix it too.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
What was Bay Arthur like, Greg?
I don't know.
What was Gregory Peck like? Before you think I'm being an asshole, a lot of these people were alive when you were still when you were in your late 20s. Gregory Peck died in 2003. Bay Arthur died in 2009. So a lot of them were still alive when you were even in your 20s. So don't think I'm just calling you old. They were technically still alive. So the question would still be valid.
Yeah, I actually remember both of them.
You remember Clark? I think he died before you were born. I mean, everybody knows who Clark Gable is. I mean, he was the guy from, he played opposite Catherine O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, 1939. Probably the most famous movie of all time.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because I remember talking about it, hearing about it in school, and...
Well, you remember the famous line, quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
And he walked away into the mist. I'd never seen the movie, but...
I have the book, and oh my gosh, the book is huge.
Like, are you saying it in a good way, or it's just matter of fact speaking?
There's just a lot of pages. It's a lot to read.
Was it a good read, or?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Was it as good as The Great Gatsby, or does that depend on your bias?
I like The Great Gatsby better. Tell you the truth.
Why is that? More of a love story, or?
Yeah, the love story and just how it was going.
So I'm guessing you didn't connect with the book.
No.
Because you know how I feel about The Great Gatsby. Like, I loved it. I connected with Leo's character. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah! Like, I love Leo. Like, fuck yeah! But I connected with the book too. Even before I ever knew there was a movie or saw the movie, I connected with the book because I felt for Jay's character.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like me and Abby, the one that got away, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where I was trying to chase the past, and I thought about, what if I see her in 10 years? I mean, now it's ridiculous, but at the time, when you're a dreamer, and you dream about this shit, you're like, yeah, what if, what if? But Gatsby's problem, Greg, his problem was that he chased the past. And he was telling Nick, like, oh, no, you can still chase the past, he's like, you don't have to move on. Of course, me and you know that's complete bullshit. You have to.
Right.
But as you know, Jay didn't want to move on. Gatsby didn't want to move on. And despite him lying about a lot of things, did you ever notice, like, in the book, like, the compliment that he gave Jay was, he's like, you're the best of the bunch, like, you're better than the rest?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't saying that he was a good person. What he was saying is that he was better than all the greedy, selfish, rich people, all combined. He wasn't calling him a good person. He was just saying he's better than them. And I think Jay knew what he meant because he still smiled. And in the book, it was the only compliment he ever gave Gatsby. But I think it meant a lot to Gatsby because you got to remember, Gatsby came from everything. He lied about everything besides serving in the war. He just lied about the circumstances of it. But, he created a new name, created a new alter ego, distanced from his real life, couldn't let go. He made his money illegally. Like, the only good thing he ever did was treat Nick right, treat Daisy right, and serve in the war. And yet, at the end, he still died for this chick. And you know what's sad, though?
What's that?
And you're going to laugh, because it's such a great book, but you gotta remember something about the 1920s. It was a very romantic time period,
Mm-hmm.
The golden age, the roaring 20s. Everybody loved the roaring 20s. Everybody loved that time period because they made a lot of money. It's romanticized. Was it as good as they said it was? Hell no, it fucking sucked. I mean, it was good for, like, booze and other things, but it's not like people make it out to be, in my opinion.
Right.
Because they were living on borrowed time. It was romanticized. So people look at it, women got a lot of rights during that time. The booze was flowing. The stock market was great. The president was decent until they got to Hoover, of course. But everything was going great. It was decent, but they were living on borrowed time because they didn't know a fucking thing about the stock market. There was a lot of inventions. Like, there was just a lot of things going on. World War II ended. World War I ended. Like, there was no wars. Everything was just going right for the U.S. until they got back to the rest of the world. It's romanticized because it's viewed as probably the best time period in American history.
Yeah.
With the wealth going to more people. It being better for most Americans than ever before or since.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's true because of the baby boom and stuff, but it's romanticized in American history. Maybe not so much elsewhere, but another thing that you can't forget is that's when movies started to have sound. That's when movies were picking up. That's when technology was picking up. That's when books were at their apex, in my opinion, like where people were reading and liking what they were reading,
Right.
I just think the literary world, like, we're not talking about, like, rare examples like Harry Potter or, like, Percy Jackson. Like, has there been, like, rare examples that have been loved ever since? Yes. But what's the list, Greg? That's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
The 20s to the 40s was like the apex of American literature, in my opinion. Like, we're not talking about like Uncle Tom's Cabin. What's that called, Greg? An exception. Because you didn't really have celebrity writers back in the day. You had people that were known for their writing, but they weren't celebrities. like Stephen King is. Like the 20s is when that started, Greg. F. Scott Fitzgerald became well known in the 40s when he was dead. Like the 20s, the 40s is when writing was at its apex. And then, it translated to other subjects like sports. As you know, basketball, like baseball became big in the 20s to, 60s.
Right.
And then it picked up a little bit in the 90s, but that's because of the Yankees, not really the sport. And then basketball. It wasn't so big in the 60s. Yeah, you knew who these people were. Like Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell were famous, but they weren't like Michael Jordan famous. They weren't Larry Bird famous. They weren't Magic Johnson famous. They were just well known in their sport. Or maybe their team, the Lakers, the Celtics.
Right.
Like, basketball didn't become famous until the 80s and 90s. It's not what it once was, but I'm saying everything has a golden age. Like NASA and science, that hasn't really picked up since the 60s and 70s. The internet, it hasn't really advanced since the early 2010s. Like, yeah, you got AI, but Greg, I don't know if you noticed, but there was always AI. It just advanced a little bit, so you can now copy voices.
Yeah, that's true.
But they've had CGI and AI for a very long time because they built robots and other shit. The green screen, like, they've had it for years. It just never was what it is now. But people think, like, it's a new thing. It's not. Did you know that Bluetooth was created in the 1940s by an actress from Hollywood?
No, I didn't know that.
Like, it connected, like, the military system. Like, it's not the Bluetooth you're thinking now, but that Bluetooth was created by the Bluetooth in the 40s. What I'm saying is, and the internet, like that's been around for a long time too. It's not what it is now, but it was based off something else, is what I'm saying.
Well, it was like that in the computers. I remember back in the day, computers were only in the workplace. I'm talking about like in the 50s, 60s.
Well, yeah, you're talking about coding, when coding was
Yeah, and then computers really started coming out more in the 80s. That's when people start bringing them into their homes. And
well, 90s too, because if you remember, they used to have like these chat groups back in the day. Not like internet chat groups, but where people can actually connect to others.
Right.
Obviously very slowly, but they also had like some kind of games like Doom, like very popular games. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like I hate that people think Bluetooth is like a modern thing. It's really not. It's been around for almost 100 years. It was just used by the military first. And it's something you can look up. Like, it was created by a Hollywood actress, I think Rita Hayworth. I can't remember the name, but she was very pretty and she was very powerful back in the day. Not like political power, but like a lot of fans. A very brilliant woman. But what I'm saying is everything has its apex. Baseball's been going down. Basketball's been going down. Ever since like Derek Jeter and like all these athletes retired that were super well known. Like, did you notice that basketball isn't as famous as it used to be ever since Michael Jordan retired?
Yes, I do remember that.
Or like ever since the.
I sometimes have an urge and I'll watch basketball just to see, and it's not the excitement anymore, especially here with the Bulls.
Well, yeah, because Michael Jordan was bigger than basketball. He made basketball.
It's so dead now.
Well, yeah, because people don't like LeBron.
No, they don't.
I mean, LeBron is still famous, obviously. He's still successful, but it's a lot easier now, and it just isn't what it should be. Even the movie business isn't what it used to be.
No.
Like, again, to me, the music business isn't what it used to be, because now it's more like independent online type of thing. Especially with AI taking over, you can copy any celebrity's voice. You can make movies with a voice. Like, they're not going to be making as much, and music companies aren't going to be making as much. That's why Taylor Swift is touring as much as she does. Because let me ask you this. Do you think she makes most of her money from touring or from selling albums?
I was gonna say selling albums.
No, it's touring.
Was the touring?
Yes. Because you gotta remember, albums are more online now, so not as many
Yeah,
people
that's
are gonna
true.
buy.
I forgot
Because
about
they
that.
can just listen to her music either bootleg or just for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because Taylor Swift always makes a video with her music. And people can just find ways to download it. So they got a tour, so you actually see them in person. That's why some musicians are still touring in their 80s. Not because they need the money, like some do need the money, but like Paul McCartney, he's a billionaire. What I'm saying is some just like to perform because, you know, they know like it's not going to be what it is when they die. Like it's not what it was in the 80s. Like music at its apex was like 70s to early 90s, maybe mid 90s. And then maybe soccer is still at its apex if you consider worldwide watching, but hockey was when Wayne Gretzky was in.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk made skating. You don't hear anything about it since he retired. You know, I don't hear anything about baseball ever since like the Yankees stopped dominating after 2009. I mean, I only hear baseball because I want to hear baseball, not that I need to, but ESPN only talks about baseball because that's all they have. Like, I mean basketball. Like, they only talk about either the NFL or, I mean, the NFL is probably still at its peak popularity because, you know, it wasn't as famous back in the day, but I feel like the athletes are no longer what they once were. So it's still popular, but it doesn't have a direct athlete that made it, you know?
Right.
Because I don't know about you, but I'm happy that fucking Tom Brady finally left. Fuck that guy.
Yes, I am very happy. I got tired of hearing about it.
I just felt like, even if that dude never cheated, he still has the allegations against him, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Then there was that, like, whole case with his teammate killing, like, you know, these bunch of people, Aaron Hernandez. Like, there's just a long list of shit following Tom Brady. If there's one person I did like in football, like that I had no problem with, he was my favorite actually, it would be Peyton Manning, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I loved Peyton Manning. Like, Peyton Manning's my favorite. But I don't really pay attention to sports anymore. Outside of a few superstars, like in basketball. You get it?
Yep.
Like, I'll still listen to LeBron just to see what records he breaks. Like, I'll still see Steph Curry. You know, just the most famous basketball players. Kevin Durant. You know, I'll still pay attention to what Michael Jordan does or what they do for Kobe. Even though he's dead, you know, they're always talking about him. You know, just certain people I grew up watching, I'll still kind of watch, but only like highlights. Or check their stats, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll still check on people like Shaquille O'Neal just to see what kind of thing he does next, because he's always doing something like making another rap album, being a DJ, investing in restaurants, helping people out with mortgages, or just buying poor people stuff. Like, just being a really good dude. But outside of that, I don't really pay attention to sports because outside of playing them or seeing that once in a lifetime athlete that you grew up watching, you know, I don't really care.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I don't even watch the Kaylee videos anymore.
Oh, you don't?
No, I haven't watched one in like 3 months. The last time I watched one was September 18th, the night I was coming back from my mom's.
Okay.
It was perfect. Like, it was pitch dark, and it was like a major highway, but I was the only one on the road for like an hour straight. And it seemed like kind of sketchy, so I put on some Kaylee Elise like murder cases, and it felt really cool. You know, there was mist, it was lonely, it was like a long abandoned highway. It was really cool. Well, I've seen so many of her fucking videos. I've seen all of them mostly, and I just don't have the same interest that I did with her, and that's okay. Like you move on. That's why it's an archive channel, so other people can become fans, and we can all move on.
Right. Yeah. And I think that
And
was a wonderful idea to do.
that's what I did. I moved on, and she moved on from the platform. Me and you, we saved it, but we're moving on to other things. That's just what it is, Greg. That's just what it is. So, that's just it, Greg.
Yep.
I'm tired. I haven't watched Forensic Files in a while because I feel like I've seen every episode. And that was like the only series that really caught my attention besides Kaylee. Because Peter Thomas was, as you know, the voice, the narrator, and he died. So I don't have any interest in any future episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It has to be him narrating, or it's just not Forensic Files for me. It's kind of like, if God, Scottie Pippen tried to be the Michael Jordan, like I wouldn't watch. It just couldn't be. I know that's a poor analogy, but I just mean like if somebody else tried to take that place, you're like, what am I watching?
Well, it was like back in the day it was Unsolved Mysteries and Robert Stack was the voice.
Well, yeah, it was never the same after
Yeah,
that.
yeah, after that it was never the same.
Plays aren't what they used to be. That's why they still talk about plays from 100 years ago. Fucking Christ. Because they still talk about the Wizard of Oz. They still talk about Mamma Mia. They still talk about Death of a Salesman. They still talk about The Crucible. They talk about things from a long time ago that haven't been created ever since.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Fuck. Okay. Alright, that's another one. Okay. Okay. Done like 55 stops out of 101, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, yeah, you're half there.
I guess I'm just waiting for the next golden age of something to appear. I mean, we even went past the golden age of social media, and now it seems so boring. It used to seem so much funner back in the day. Everybody was doing it. Now people are going away from it. Let's see if there's another golden age that will come, and if not, we saw what we did, and we experienced what we did, and we just take it to the grave.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that too, seeing what's coming next.
Probably nothing good. Probably nothing good. The rise of prices, the golden age of shit, I guess. That's what it seems to be. The golden age of shit. Outside of that, it was a decent day. Not panicking, not like rushing, just enjoying my day, talking, you seem to be doing the same. Is there anything that you missed back from your day that was like the golden age, or at least you felt you were experiencing one? If you say Reagan, I'm gonna slap you in the throat.
Oh, no, no, no. No, I really miss the television shows. It was comedy and slash family oriented. What I mean by
You said,
family oriented was
I know what you mean. Archie Bunker, Married with Children,
yeah,
the
but
Bill
it was
Cosby
like
Show.
towards the end of the show, if the kids did something wrong, they would sit there at the end, tell what they did was wrong and the right ways of doing it.
Oh,
Um,
leave it to Beaverland,
yeah,
apparently.
that kind of thing. We don't have that anymore, and I don't know if it's, and I feel we've kind of lost that, and that could be why families are broken up now. It's just,
Well, that's because of feminism, but that's a different story.
yeah. And then the
I get
music is different now.
trash.
So
Who's
those are the two
promoting?
things I miss.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I am, yes, I grew up in the 80s. I am still an 80s fanatic when it comes to music. I'm sorry, I can't get to the music today.
No, it's trash.
Can't, I don't like it.
Well, there's Sydney Lauper. She was cute back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she was funny.
Well, I thought she was fine, but I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Daddy, you're still number one, but girls just want to have fun. Like, yeah, we are the world. Like, they don't do anything like that now.
No,
It's
and
not.
see, that's what I'm
It's not
saying.
clashing anymore. There isn't any MTV anymore. It's just reality, stupid bullshit.
Yeah, and I grew up to MTV. I used to watch it all the time. My
Oh,
mom
you
was
know
really
what?
big into it.
I bet the first music video you ever watched is "Radio Killed the."
Radio Star.
Yep,
Or, yeah.
that
Yeah,
was the first one I ever watched on MTV.
that was actually the first video on MTV.
I know that. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, I really miss MTV back in the day.
Well, it even seems like I'm an anime kid. Like I love anime. It seems like even like the book world and the anime world, whether it's on manga or whatever you read or watch, it seems like even the stuff that's being created today is lazy compared to what the golden age was.
Yeah,
And it seems like people aren't as smart or as motivated, but I don't think that's the problem. I think they can create more today. They just choose the easiest way to make money instead of like actually struggling to make something good. Like imagine her creating the Harry Potter series, but just having it be just a bunch of political no nonsense bullshit. And you're like, this isn't readable. I can't read this. This is trash. You know?
yeah,
I mean, even Twilight. Like I know Twilight's not popular and people view it as cringy, but in my opinion, I feel like even Twilight seems better than a lot of the stuff that's put on TV today. Like, yeah, it's cringy, but it was a self-insert. It was meant to be a self-insert. I just wish they did more liberties with the main character Bella in the movies.
hmm
Because I thought Robert Pattinson, I thought he did a good job as Edward.
yeah,
Outside of the sparkling glitter and Jacob taking his shirt off every 5 seconds. Remember Jake? Like I remember he used to be a child actor. I remember he was in some movie where it was snowing out.
yeah. And I can't remember that movie, but I know who.
Taylor, I think his name is Taylor Lautner or something like
Yeah, it was
that.
Taylor something.
He used to be in a lot of movies before Twilight, but he hasn't really been in anything since then. Like I think that proves our point. It's popular. It's possible to have one role that's so popular it destroys the rest of your career. Like look what happened to Jim Carrey. Now it might have been like a typecast kind of thing, but look what happened to him. He did The Mask, and he did like Ace Ventura, and he kept doing the same type of movie that like nobody wanted to watch anymore. Like remember, he did The Grinch, he
Yeah,
did The Mask, he did Ace Ventura. There's only one movie that I ever seen that he did like a different type of thing. Remember the butterfly? Like where he had to solve codes or something? Like it was either
Yeah.
called the butterfly or number 23. And he did really good, but it's the like only serious type of movie I've ever seen him do. Until he lost his fucking mind, and now he doesn't do any movies
Yeah, you don't even
besides
hear
that.
from him much anymore.
Besides that terrible Sonic movie that he did, which was just trash.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. I never
Like they,
saw it, but
they aren't creative in Hollywood anymore. Nobody wants to watch bullshit. That's why they do a lot of streaming nowadays, Greg. They don't even put them in the movies anymore. And that's what's starting to happen with The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
mhm.
He was popular at first until people noticed finally that he's not a good actor. He plays himself in every movie. And he always gets to win or be a tough guy or just something. Like, he should stick to more comedies than trying to be serious because I can't take him seriously anymore. I mean, this is the dude that played the fucking Tooth Fairy, for God's sakes. To be fair, his earlier movies were very good. Like I watched The Game Plan, I watched The Scorpion King, I watched Walking Tall. I watched The Rundown. Those movies I thought were very good.
Yeah.
I thought they were very well. I think and then he had the where he was the football coach, the Gridiron Gang or something.
Yeah.
Like he is a good actor, but he doesn't do roles like that anymore. I think it started going downhill when he joined the Fast and the Furious. After that, I just couldn't really get into it. Besides Moana, I thought he was very good as a voice actor. But like I told you, I just don't think it is what it used to be, and it's not really good anymore.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
times are changing.
so it makes me not want to care. uh, Now, if I hope Kaylee does come back someday. I would like that.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. Honestly, I was like, God, it'd be nice to see her come back, and I don't know, maybe in a different person, if that, whatever, and just continue where she left off.
No, like I don't think she'll ever come back.
But no, I don't think she will.
Well, I mean, you gotta let me finish. I don't think she's ever gonna come back on that type of that type of video format. Like, what I'm saying is, if she comes back to YouTube, I think she would either be like a blogger or like some type of like video game person.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, I don't think she would be like a true crimer anymore because it's bad for her mental health. And she said that if she even does come back, she would most likely be like a video game playing channel. Like, not like where it's face to face so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And, kind of like something you'd see on Discord. And I understand what she's like saying, like, gotta do what's best for your mental health. And I agree with her, you gotta do what's best for you, like I don't have any problems that she left. I just wish she never lied about. I just wish she never lied about like leaving. Like deleting her stuff. There's always gonna be wonderings why she deleted and just never made another video explaining why. But I guess that's just a pipe dream,
Yeah.
I'll probably be done around 3 to 5. It really depends. Maybe 4 if I go, depending on, really fast or not.
Okay.
I just can't wait to start paying on my truck, just doing what I said earlier and just keeping to myself and doing everything that I need to do to be able to move on.
Yeah.
Of course, the future is still, in my opinion, uncertain.
And I think that's with a lot of people. Nobody really knows their future.
Oh, of course not. I don't really care to know my future. It's gonna be what it is, and
I just try
when
to
I
get
do,
through day by day. That's how I look at it.
yeah, I feel you. I guess I'm just trying to find the next big thing that I can be interested in and actually keep my attention. But it's getting harder and harder as the years go by. Like I remember music used to capture my attention. I remember shoes and clothes used to, and I remember girls used to, and now I barely pay attention unless it's right in front of me and I can't help but look.
Yeah.
But say if a girl has a nice ass, you're like, oh, that's nice, and then I stop paying attention. Because why should I care? Like, she ain't looking my way. Like, unless it's like a mutual thing, why should you care?
Right.
I'm kind of glad that, like, I feel that way now because it makes me feel like more like a human and less like a guy, Like, yeah, girls are still hot and cute or whatever, but like it finally feels like that. They're not like a lifeline anymore. They're just humans that I don't really care to get into a relationship or be different or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be different than what I was and what my life is now. Like I don't need that to be happy. And God, it took me so long to stop watching and observing things that were kind of derogatory towards women. Porn, obviously. Not something I'm proud of, but everybody's watched it at some point.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of girls deny it, but they're hypocrites. Like I've watched a lot of porn, and it really does destroy your ability to have good relationships with women most of the time, and to see them otherwise, other than a sexual object, like that's all you want them for. Like it really does, in my opinion, do damage to the brain. Because you don't want the relationship, you just want the sex.
Right.
And I just want to change that. Not that I want a relationship, but I don't want to view anyone or anything in a sexual manner anymore. It gets old. It gets tiring. I'm just tired of it. I just want to move on and live a normal life, where I'm cool to everybody, cool with everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It doesn't have to be a special type of thing or a different type of thing. People are people, and that's how you view it. But it's not always that easy. A lot of dudes get lonely, and they think that a girl's gonna save them or make their life better. And I wish I could tell them, I'm like, dude, no, it's not. Trust me, you're gonna be more hurt than the other way around. But they won't listen because how are they gonna listen when they never did it?
Yeah, exactly.
How are they gonna listen when they never experienced it before? Even though me and you are kind of in the same way in that regard, where it's not, where it's been a couple, and even we could see where it was headed, given social media and the dating world and how people have become more superficial. We got out while we could,
Right.
But imagine people that don't even have the experiences that we do, or even I do, like, they're mad, they're jealous, they're bitter, they're angry, and they blame a whole gender for something that, like, is just naturally human. Like, we understand the bitterness, but you don't push it out,
Right. Yeah.
A lot of these dudes, I don't even know how to word it to you. A lot of these guys, like, I feel bad for them, but I don't envy them. Because instead of focusing on things that they can control or get better at, or even, their looks, they get bitter, they let themselves go, and then they blame women even more. It's like, how are they going to be with a guy that can't even help himself. Like, they don't want to play a doll. They don't want to be the master, the sex doll, the maid, and play your fucking mother at the same time. Like, get control of yourself, man. You can't blame that on women. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Right.
Like, that's just how women are, man. Like, they want someone that they don't have to baby. And a lot of these dudes, you've seen it, Greg. A lot of these dudes that they call incels are fucking pathetic. They don't do anything for themselves. How? They don't even accept it. They just get more angry and bitter.
Yeah.
Like, if you saw a female version of that, you wouldn't want to date her. So how are you going to blame a girl for not wanting to date someone like that? Because you know if it was the other way around, you wouldn't want to date a girl like that.
No. No, that's definitely true.
And, you know, that's kind of why I also gave up on dating. Like, when you know it's going to be limited and you know that you probably can't get what you need out of it, why continue to hold on? Just make friends and move on, get a career, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work out for everybody, Greg. You know this. I know this. Like, you've known this for a very long time. It doesn't work out for everybody. Sometimes you just got to accept that, hey, maybe it's not for you and you got to move on. You don't want to hate anyone. You don't have any bitterness. You just be like, hey, good luck. It's not for me. Maybe it's for you. Good luck. You know, that's just my opinion on it, my take on it. And, you know, hopefully people in the future can have better luck than, you know, people do now. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. I really do.
I wish, you know, them luck or whatever, Godspeed and what they want to do, but a lot of men just got to get over it. You know, I'm just sick of the sexes always hating on each other and blaming each other. It's annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
really annoying, actually. Oh, women did this. Women are the cause of this. Oh, men do this, or men are that, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's why I just keep to myself. If you're cool, of any gender, cool. You know, if you always cause problems or whatever it may be, I just don't want to be involved. Keep it to yourself. Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And that's a good way of looking at it.
Well, it's just my thoughts on it. Like, I just don't have time for that shit anymore. Like, I don't want to date, but if you want to be my friend, cool, you know? And I'm not saying that like I'm you know, like I'm a catch or anything. I'm just saying that like I'm just tired of like putting on an image that I don't really like anymore, and I just keep to myself. You know, I don't cause any problems. I don't want to really talk to that many people. I just want to be left with my dog and any land I can get or with the friends I can make, and just keep to myself. Because to me, a peaceful life is more important than getting out there. You know.
Yeah, I definitely
And
agree.
again, some people won't agree with that lifestyle, but it's just the lifestyle for me for right now. And so maybe I change what I want or what I need, but until then, you know, I just don't really give two shits, Greg. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes people just gotta let go and just remain to themselves, whether that be true to themselves or just away from others that make them mentally ill. You know, whatever the case is, do what's best for you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do what is best for you. God, I wish more people took that advice.
I know. Until they get involved in it, then they're like, oh, I should have listened to that.
It's a lot harder to do it than listen to it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man. I'm just not tired because today's actually been pretty decent. I just don't know what I'm gonna do after work, you know.
Relax. That's all I can say.
You know, probably try to focus on the writing or whatever I can do. You know, a part of me thought about writing a new book and seeing where it goes. Like not even creating any characters, just randomly writing a book and see how it goes without any planning. But then, like, another part of me is like, okay, I can do that, but how long will it take me to stay interested or lose interest?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what made me be like, okay, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe just leave it for right now, and that's something you and Greg can work on later. Because, I wouldn't want Greg to feel left out. Or him to try to sue.
No, I won't sue.
Because of his big appendage or heritage. You're like, wow, Tim, that sounds oddly specific. I wonder what you're talking about. Could a certain painter have a certain idea? I'm like, come on, Greg, that's fucked up. No, you already knew what I was saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it really that obvious?
No, I figured it out really quick.
Does it start with a J?
Yeah.
Was it the famous painter part?
The famous painter, yes.
Gotcha. Isn't it hard to imagine that, like, if he got accepted into that school, like, a lot of things wouldn't have happened?
I know.
Because a lot of people think, like, his hatred towards the certain group is because of, like, his time being homeless, like, like, being, like, before the war, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, before the war, there wasn't any proof that he was anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? He was just a lazy mama's boy.
Yeah.
But, he went there and got rejected twice by his dream school. He wanted to be an architect, a painter, like a famous. And they said he wasn't good enough. But if you ever have seen his paintings, they were actually very well good. They were actually very well. He could draw architecture and buildings very well. I think it's because he couldn't draw people very well. Which to me seems kind of petty.
Yeah.
But, oh well. It was a joke, people, just in case you thought I was seriously insulting my friend. It was a joke. But, yeah, for anybody listening out there, if you want to be a writer or an artist, you gotta keep working at it. You gotta keep going. Yeah, you'll have people give you advice like, hey, don't force it, but sometimes you have to, or you'll never write again. Sometimes you have to force things to keep it going so you'll want to do it. But if you keep putting down that pencil, soon enough, you won't ever pick it up again, and it'll just be a what if. Greg was the reason why I actually picked up my pencil again. If he never came into my life, I probably would have just published, my poems as is and never published again, So thank you, Greg.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, I would have never wrote again. I think I would have published what I had and then just... that would have just been enough for me because I only wanted to publish one book. It didn't matter to me how many books I published. I at least wanted to publish one. So, yeah.
And you're totally right. I have a cousin that she's a photographer on the side, and she has gone through the same thing, almost gave up and stuff, and she's pushing and pushing, and now her work is really starting to move and going forward, and
Well, good for her.
she's getting recognized now by nonprofit organizations, putting her work on calendars, and it's just amazing, so yeah, don't give up, just keep pushing. You'll get there eventually.
I didn't know, like, I always had an idea. Ever since 2011, 2012, ever since like 7th or 8th grade, I always had this idea. I wanted to publish one epic book. Like, I thought I would only ever want to publish one book. You know, like, it wasn't until later on I started thinking about multiple books.
Mm-hmm.
But I came up with the name and poems in 7th grade and started writing. And then I drew the artwork for the cover. I drew it, and, I'm like, all right, I drew and wrote the poems. This will be my best book ever, my only book ever, and I'll never write or draw again. This is the only thing that I want outside of class. And I've been working on it ever since I drew it, and of course, me meeting you made me want to continue it more instead of just talking about it being a possibility. And, I've written some poems for the second book, so it's a slow process, but it's going. And what happens next is whatever is gonna happen next. I don't have any idea what I want to do after the poems or how many books, but if I can see some of my work online or see it continued little by little, maybe someone gets inspired or they want to write me a letter, or I can get on a TV show, maybe things can become better. But until then, I got everything that I need, and I know what I need to do to move on in life.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to bring up or talk about, or your own plans, maybe what you need to do to move on in the future?
It's a work in progress for me, trying to figure out where I'm still going in my future. There's things I still want to do, but
Like what?
one of the big things is what we talked about earlier is traveling. I've always loved to travel. One of my things I always wanted to do since I was a kid was travel and write books about all the places I've visited and make my own little books and get them out there and publish them so people will see my point of view, what I saw in them. I thought about that for a long time.
Good on you.
I just never did it.
You could have done that a long time ago. You used to travel a lot as a kid.
Oh, I traveled everywhere. I've been all over this country, almost every state, 4 countries, an island.
Right now, you can start right now.
Yeah, I could still go back. I wish I took some more. I have the pictures, but wish I took more.
Then use what you've already got to start.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be one of those people that are like, oh yeah, I'll start, and then you never do.
Yeah, I really remember, and I wanted to write about the trip that my parents and I went to Europe, and that was one of the best vacations I've ever had in my life.
Then do so, Greg.
Yeah, and it was actually my birthday present.
Then do so, Greg. It's up to you.
Yeah. So those are things I would like to do, and
well, you're the only one that can do so. So it's not I'd like to do it. It's something that you can do.
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
And depending on how strongly you feel about it, it's something you should do. And if you don't, then that's on you. It'd be a waste.
Yeah.
So, fucking...
And I was thinking about that the other day when I'm working. I work midnights and I do a lot of thinking on midnights. And that was one of the things that came to my mind. I'm like, gosh, I could be doing some writing, I could be doing this, than being at this stupid job. Yeah.
Nothing stopping you.
No, no, you're right. You're right.
I just call out your hypocrisy. Because you're always telling me, and I'm not throwing you off the cliff just yet. I'm telling you what you tell me back. You always tell me, oh, I should do this or I could do this. I'm like, then why talk about it? Why not do it? And you haven't yet. I'm just saying, you have the ability to. You have the memories, you have the pictures. And if you don't want to make it a full-length book, then make it a photo book. There's a lot of things you could do that you haven't thought about.
Yeah. And I think that's what we always do. We always tell the other person that you should do this, but it's like, why don't you do it yourself too?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, you're right. You're right. And
hell, you could even make it an essay book. You can be an essayist where you think of a specific location and you write an essay on it. It doesn't have to be a book of memories or a photo book with some commentary. It can be anything you want to make it to be. You just haven't thought about it that way.
No, I haven't. It's actually a good idea. Yeah, there's a lot that I want to do, and writing is a big one, and then doing what I'm doing now.
Indeed, depends on one's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Poetry has gotten a little stale and boring. Sometimes I have to push myself to want to do it.
Yeah. And that's what you got to do. You have to be in the mindset.
Sometimes I take a break. Sometimes there'll be weeks or only a few days. Really depends. But we've been talking for quite a bit. I might get back to my packages because I don't really have anything to talk about more. I just kind of want to get back to this stuff, get it done, so we can focus on the ideas we talked about earlier to do later tonight.
Okay.
And I don't want to give anything away. What's our time meter on the video?
This video is 2:05. I don't know what the other one is, but I know it was over an hour.
It was at least an hour.
Yeah, so I think when we put it together, it's going to be a little over 3 hours.
Very long video.
Yeah.
Just remember, this one is the bottom part.
Yeah, I got that.
Gotcha. I don't want to just start slowing down because I'm getting more comfortable talking. And
no, I don't. I want you to get back.
I know you want us to talk more, but
I want you to get back with your job, and that's important.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to give you some of my time, and we talked about it earlier, and
yeah,
we'll
and I appreciate
talk
it
later tonight so we can get those two works done because you work on them and you care about them like I do, so. And it's more of a bonding thing and a partner thing. So, anyways, my name's Tim.
And I'm Greg.
And this is Reality Duo. I will talk to you later, Greg. We love you guys. Love you, Greg. And
love you too.
I'm signing out. You can say goodbye to them, and I'll talk to you later, Greg.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right, I'll be signing off too, and everybody have the rest of the great day, and we'll be in touch. Don't know when the next video will be, but we'll go from there. Talk to you all later.